AC/DC Thunderstruck. That's how we start the morning in honor of horrible news that came out of the rock world yesterday afternoon. Brian Johnson has to stop touring immediately or he's going to risk total hearing loss. And they're rescheduling the shows. When I saw rescheduling the shows, I'm thinking, okay, they got to figure out something for Brian Johnson, and then they'll do the tour. But no, they're rescheduling the tour so they can get guest singers to finish that tour because they don't want to lose that money.
I wonder how many dates are left in it.
10.
10?
Well, that's bad. If he can't do 10 more dates,
right?
It's not soon. It's like I think it's in the spring.
It looks like March 8th, March 8th through April 4th.
But I mean, if you can't do 10 more gigs,
the last leg of the tour,
his hearing must be terrible right now, or he must be on the verge of something,
including closing here at the Garden on the 4th. That's
I know. I had my eyes set on that with Jim Florentine. We were going to go to that show.
I wonder if he'll do one more show.
And who do you get to pinch hit?
Oh God! I mean, I'm sure there's a few guys out there it'll actually be pretty cool to see him doing AC/DC
Taylor
songs.
Taylor
Swift.
See, now you're thinking.
Bieber.
No, but
I swore the signs, girl. I swore the signs.
How can you not do like one more day? Like, how bad is it when the doctor goes, stop right now? It's terrible.
Well, maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe they'll do one last one. Maybe he does Madison Square Garden, but it doesn't sound like it. I mean, let me read this. AC/DC frontman Brian Johnson's doctors have asked him to stop touring immediately as he is running the risk of total hearing loss. The band is rescheduling the 10 remaining upcoming U.S. dates on its Rock or Bust World Tour. We know that much. Okay, the band intend to make up the shows, likely with a guest vocalist. Oh, they're saying vocalist. I thought they would maybe get a few different people. They announced in a statement. The affected concerts begins with the band's blah, 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 blah. The group will announce more details in the near future and is asking concert goers to retain their tickets.
They're really, it's funny. You get the guy who had dementia, the brother, Angus Young's brother, Malcolm Young.
Right.
And then
Phil Rudd,
and now
drummer.
Brian. They're little guys. I never realized how small they were. I was reading something about AC/DC. I'm looking them up.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson's like one of the biggest ones at 5'6". Yeah. Like Angus is 5'4". They're wee little fellas.
They're little fellas.
Tiny guys, yeah.
Tiny, but man, they put out a lot of energy.
Yes, they do.
It's just we're all getting fucking old. That's what this is. There's no surprises here. This shit happens when you get old.
But it's more the suddenness. Like if it was like after this tour we're done.
Right.
Or the tour is over, we're not doing enough. But when you just go in the middle of the tour, I gotta go.
Right.
Like that must be fucking terrible.
You know how when you start losing your hearing, you get a little tinnitus, and what is it? You hear a little. Brian Johnson must just be hearing hell's bells every night when he's trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, just the fucking guitar riffs or people screaming.
That's probably what he goes to sleep with.
I'm trying to think how they hit Townsend with it when they told him. It wasn't this drastic, like you said. It wasn't. He just stop now. The Townsend, they were like, you better ease into this. You better slow down. You better stop it. It's going to get you, because he started openly talking about it back in the day. But I don't remember it wasn't an immediately, you better stop tomorrow or you're fucked.
No, that was just browser history.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. It's not going to get better than that. Let's go home. Let's go to breakfast and have a Bloody Mary with Vic Henley.
And a piece of bacon in it.
And a piece of bacon in it. I think it's the longevity thing. I think a lot of these guys know they're playing loud and they're fucking up their ears a little bit, but back in the day, they're probably thinking, I'll be retired by 45, 50 tops, but then the money's too good and they continue to tour and they're just fucking up their ears.
Why don't they wear earpieces? Like Lemmy would never wear one of those. He's like, if the audience has to hear it, I'll hear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
But basically it was like you're doing it every night and you're messing your hearing up.
Right.
Everyone uses it. I guess they have good ones now where you can monitor yourself. Because I don't know how you sing or play without.
I would imagine someone like Brian Johnson said, fuck that shit, and we just went out there without earpieces. We've had him in here.
Yeah.
AC/DC was almost like a hobby to the guy. He is so full of life.
What's the name of that band? The first band, I was at a friend's house over in England years ago, and they were playing something. I'm like, this sounds exactly like AC/DC, and it was the band that he was in before he joined
the
them.
Mirth Makers.
Is that what, the Mirth Makers.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was something a little darker.
No.
The Mirth Makers. I'm looking up the Mirth Makers.
I'm not believing Norton.
Nothing's really coming up.
I'm not following Happy Klein and the Mirth Makers.
Happy Klein and the Mirth Makers comes up. So Brian Johnson's name was Happy Klein?
No, that's from the Martin.
I know. Show. I'm just fucking around.
I was trying to. I haven't thought about that in years.
5'5". Oh, little guy, 5'5".
Who? Brian Johnson?
5'5".
He was in here then with some heels on because I didn't feel like he was that short.
Well, he just carries himself.
Yeah, he carries himself very well. He's been with AC/DC since 1980.
Yeah, Jordy was
68 years old. 68 years old and pretty much going to be deaf.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because I don't know. I mean, they're saying total hearing loss, so he's going to have he's probably got major hearing problems.
He must have it, yeah. And then the guitarist and the Eagle, they're saying it was a mistake.
That story is so fucking weird. So weird. It's the Eagles guy.
Randy Meisner.
Who...
bass player.
He retired from the
good
band.
Actor.
When did he retire from the Eagles?
They have a method, actually. I don't know. He right before Hotel California, I think. I don't know if he's on that one.
Really? When he got there or left?
I think
he left before then? Good move.
He left. Yeah, one of these nights might be the last one he's playing on. But again, I'm just going from the hip here.
He wrote, co-wrote "Take It to the Limit"
and sang. I think that's
was that his song?
Yeah, and he sang that one.
Yeah. I think he was around after Hotel California.
I'm trying to...
Is he back with them now?
Oh, Meisner...
No, he's never...
He never got back?
No, Meisner, who left the Eagles in 1977.
Wow.
See, I guess...
Had reportedly been struggling with a bipolar condition and battling drug and alcohol addiction for years. So his wife is dead. This is a weird story because I guess the police were called to the house on a domestic dispute thing. And domestic violence or domestic violence incident at their Los Angeles home. And then the cops left. And then they get another call that she shot herself. So they're all like really suspicious. But then they went back and realized she went into the closet and I guess she was moving a rifle
in a case.
In a case, and then underneath that was another gun that went off and killed her.
I guess they could see that it went through. I'm guessing they could see that it went through the case, or there might have been no fingerprints on the trigger or no powder on the hand. There's ways they can tell.
They're pretty confident, but I don't know.
It says it hit an item in the case, hit the rifle's trigger, causing the rifle to shoot through the case.
The item was her husband's fader.
So it was the rifle?
It was just something fell and hit the trigger of the rifle, and it shot.
What the fuck are the odds that happens? Mrs. Meisner was moving a rifle that was stored inside a case in a closet. As she lifted the rifle in the case, another item within the case shifted and hit the trigger of the rifle, causing it to fire and fatally injure Mrs. Meisner.
Inside the box, how bad? So it's got to be. It's got to be pointed at you inside the case, and then something's got to bump into it to make it discharge.
Wow,
that's just not your lucky day at all.
Well, Randy Meisner, you just blew my bit. Oh well. I was going to say, Randy Meisner said, "This is my lucky day," but I really was. I was like 5 seconds behind you. But he actually said they said he was cooperative throughout the investigation.
Wow, he left the Eagles 39 years ago. Imagine what 39 years of watching the Eagles succeed is like. He must have been so happy when he's probably like, those guys are going nowhere without me.
Sure.
Oh, no.
Right.
This is popular.
When did Hotel California come out, though?
I don't know.
I think it was right around 19.
Around 80, I thought.
80? No, before that.
Maybe, okay.
It was
I want to say before that, too.
I love being wrong.
It's not 80.
76.
See, he
was there for that. Okay.
So he must have been there for that, yeah.
He was 6 years.
He was in the band from 71 to 77.
All right.
So he missed, I guess, the great song "Get Over It."
Yeah,
that was the one he wasn't part of. The "Get Over It."
Oh yeah, Glenn Fry. Yeah, the Eagles are in trouble.
Yeah, that's just a weird story, man. The shooting. Go back to that. Go back to the shooting. The shooting call was the second time officers had been called to the location that night. Earlier in the evening, authorities responded to a radio call of a woman asking for police assistance for a possibly intoxicated male suspect. Officers left after taking a domestic violence report, and then they had to come back after she shot herself. That's really weird.
That's what a...
Huh?
She didn't really shoot herself.
Well, I mean, technically she shot herself.
Yeah, it was mistakenly shot herself.
Yeah, mistakenly, but I mean, it wasn't a ghost.
Yeah.
She caused the shooting, right?
I don't know.
How would you say that?
Accidentally shot herself, yeah. I think it's fair. This is a mistake.
Accidentally shot herself.
Yeah. If you're moving the gun and the gun goes off, you've accidentally shot yourself. I mean, you don't mean to do it, but...
That's
with the odds of that happening after a domestic violence case
on the same day.
Yeah, a few minutes or an hour, whatever it is later, however many hours later.
Yeah, I wonder what was really going through his head. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there were bumps in the ceiling from him leaping for joy.
That's where he was going.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, we heard the sounds of crying and then followed by yay.
He asked us if it was okay to fire up the grill.
Yeah,
when we
he's
were
having
leaving.
some friends come over. So can we scrape her fucking nagging brains off the ceiling? thing.
Let the party begin. Let the party begin.
Yeah, we said what happened, and he wasn't very empathetic. He said she'd accidentally shot herself through her big fucking mouth. She must have been talking, and the gun must have just gone off angrily at her. Oh, poor eagle.
Poor eagle.
He looks like an eagle. Jesus, he looks awful.
Yeah,
he really looks like Riff Raff.
Yeah, he looks like he's in rough shape.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So,
oh well.
I think that's it on that.
A lot more room in the studio today.
Oh, dude. It was it's fucking...
I'm stretching out.
It was fucking nuts yesterday. It was nuts.
I'm getting blown up on Twitter. I saw it like later. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
I'm sad today. I'm not going to lie to you. I really like those guys a lot.
I like them too.
I've known them for a really long time. And, when it was obvious I kind of had to reinvent myself and the show had to change, I looked toward those guys immediately. And I was talking to them pretty much right after the whole Anthony thing went down. And then they were helping me behind the scenes. And then I was able to finally get them hired last May, I guess.
Well, are they gone for good or they just leave for the day?
I don't think they're coming back.
Maybe at the end
it doesn't look good.
At the end of my last message, he sounded a little upset, but just sort of tired. But it also said he may be, that might be it. They may be gone. So.
What happened? I mean, on Twitter I heard Pete was teasing him.
Pete started teasing him, and I'm laughing, and we're all laughing, and I guess it just
they're really mad at me that I didn't stop it. And I don't know when you're in this environment, like the time me and Jimmy were fighting, and then Justin was trying to stop us.
Right.
I know, right or wrong, I just know you got to let it play out.
You have to let it play out.
That's how I feel and always have felt. Yeah. And they were trying to stop me and Jimmy from fighting, and I'm sitting there like, no, you got to let this go. I actually was very rude to Justin in that moment. I apologized to him after because I didn't mean to snap at him. Right.
But I was like, you got to let it go. Because two men are arguing. You have to let two men argue.
That's what I'll tell
them. And then make
yesterday.
love and fix it.
Well, I mean, we've been very close to them. Now I got guilt because I'm like, but I felt like it would have been worse if I stopped it. I really did.
I don't know what you could have done. I probably could
have went to commercial sooner. But then it was so weird. I was just seeing how it was just going to play out.
I don't know.
Was he saying something horrible? Or
well,
was it...
I mean,
he just doing the old comedian thing where he's like telling him.
Let's start from the beginning, Vic, and then I could certainly need your help here. It's Pete coming in, and he bashes Justin, and he hasn't done that in a little while. But Pete, started down that road again yesterday, and then he sort of attacked their TV project, which is very, very important to those guys. Sure. They're TV guys first, and this was...
What did he say about the TV? I mean, it's not like it's out there and you can really attack it. It's not out there.
I mean, it's like we've done with everybody. Like, it's going to fail, this and that. But no one really thought at the time, and I swear this is how I feel, and they're mad that I just didn't see it differently, that I didn't think anyone was taking it actually seriously. Like, like Pete was really, truly hoping that the show would fail. The show's not even on the air yet.
No, I thought it was
more just busting balls and throwing something under the bus, and it's uncomfortable. And I understand how that's not a fun place to be. We've all been there numerous times. Then Pete did get mad at one point, and then said, "Well, now I really do hope the show fails." And then I think he said, "I want to punch you in the throat."
He said, "I'll hit you in the throat." I think he said, "I will hit you in the throat." It was something he was arguing with him back.
And then Justin's telling me, like, he's texting me or whatever, basically saying this is going to cause major, major problems. And I don't understand who would be really bothered by that on the other side, the TV side of this, knowing that this is a comedy show where we bust balls and stuff.
Here's what I think, and again, just from knowing the history of those guys, I think Justin probably he probably got his feelings hurt. Like, they're good guys, but they're not used to that. They don't mind being teased, but I think that ferocious environment of when comedians are fucking on you, like the way we brutalize everyone, after a while might get to you, and it's like, you probably get your feelings hurt or you're embarrassed, and you want to be away. And I know he'll say, no, that wasn't it, but I mean, he's human, and even look, no matter what there's times with me, me and Patrice argued one time because he thought I was fucking with him on Tough Crowd to make him look bad.
Right.
And I said to him after, you're my friend. You think I would really try to make you look bad on television? Like, for real? Stupid? Like, it was, and I got mad at him one time thinking he was fucking, even guys who do that all the time get mad at each other once in a while. You get your feelings hurt, or you get offended, or you think another guy's doing something that he's not doing. So I could see that happening.
Right.
Where, you know, all of a sudden this young guy is here fucking bashing you.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's not true. I love those guys, and I love what they've done for me, you know, personally, for the radio show, and just help build this fucking thing.
Well, that's why
I would never, you know, want them to get really hurt in the end, and leave here like really pissed off to the point that they're not going to come back.
But Pete's one of those guys. Pete's a really funny dude. Pete's a guy who just fucking comes in. And when he teases people, he has no fucking gloves on, and he's just throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
And he's funny. But he's also a guy who makes fun of his dad dying on 9/11. He makes fun of guys fucking his mom. He's not like a baby. Anything you throw at him, he's fine with.
Yesterday, he was making fun of the fact that he's going to get fired from SNL because he sucks and his ideas aren't going through. And he talked about the dick funnel idea where everyone just stared at him and no one laughed.
Bad pitches. He was telling us some bad pitch ideas that were. No, he's always very self-deprecating. Everything.
Yeah. So but he's a guy who's like that. Like even when he makes fun of himself, it's very harsh. So he doesn't fucking. He's not cute about it. He's very funny, and he fucking throws giant punches, which make him very amusing.
Well, I was texting with Justin, and that's what he was trying. He was letting me know. I kept saying, "But we're comics. When we realized it had sort of went south a little bit, and they were genuinely mad. I kept saying on the air that we're comics, and then later on in the day, he's like, "We're not comics. I'm reminding you, we're not." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, but I have so much fun with you, and I know your history in show business and Letterman and everything. I assume we're all comedians in here. Anybody comes through the door when we're doing our shtick in here, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is." And so I'm like, I got it if we went too far and bothered you, but it's in a way I was upgrading you. I'm just we're all the same shitty people, but never busting each other's balls when we're in here.
Yeah, but never for the life of me. I'm thinking it's actually going to hurt their their TV show that they're putting together with Harry Connick Jr.
Who's yelling at them because we're making fun of them down here? That's what I didn't
really
understand.
Mad at me that I don't fully get it. I get the anger. I get that they're pissed off, all that, and I get that it should be said they were trying to keep the two very separate. They didn't want the two worlds to meet. And
understandable.
And they met yesterday, but I didn't feel like they met in a way where it was nuclear. I really didn't.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you know.
And then I couldn't sit there and just go, stop it, because that makes it worse.
That looks bad.
Yeah,
you can't do that. You got to be able to. To defend yourself in those situations, and just maybe on the break go, look, could you not?
Well, they did say, in all fairness, we'll explain during the break, but we never got to that.
Why did Eric leave?
They're brothers.
I know. But if one brother has an argument, the other brother doesn't have to go too.
I thought he might have just been looking to see if Justin actually left. I didn't know if he went looking for him.
He said, "I'm going to go see what's going on with Justin," but I knew he was leaving too. That was pretty obvious. Yeah, they're tight, man.
Being tight is awesome, but one guy leaves, the other guy can finish out the day, and then just go, look, we'll see what's going on.
They're tight.
He did say he was going to explain to me, because I was the one that kept saying, if it's your TV deal and you're the executive producer or whatever, how do you go from here down there and someone yells at you about something that happened here? And he goes, I'll explain to you off there. And he kept saying, I was okay.
Wasn't Letterman like a really difficult guy? Like,
I've heard
some tolerated that environment for a long time.
Oh, I agree.
Well, I mean, let's just put it this way. I've been told things that I've been sworn to, whatever, but it's safe to say he was not the easiest guy to work for. All right.
I genuinely like those guys, and I don't want them to have any bad feelings. I really mean that.
I agree 1,000,000%.
I think they're, I think they're done here, which doesn't make me happy. I was really, really digging working with those guys, and I knew their contract's up in May, and I knew around that time, they were probably going to have to drop their hours drastically, but I was hoping they would still be a piece of this. But now it looks like this might just be the jumping off point. And I don't want any fucking hard feelings. I literally love those guys. I was talking to them every day for hours.
There won't be any hard feelings. Those guys will be annoyed for a while because they're easygoing dudes. There won't be any lasting. They might not come back, but they'll come around and talk to you about it. That's not something that they're going to hold like a fuck you forever. They know what happened. I mean, I would be if I was, if Pete was teasing me relentlessly and I wasn't hitting back really, I would probably be like, fuck, man, this is. But Pete's a funny dude. You can't ever say to a funny guy, don't tease another guy in studio.
I get all that, but
you can't do that.
He always does it too. One of the things that set me off crazy laughing was as soon as Pete walked in my head, in comedy insane land, I thought, okay, I'm going to put him on the clock, and I bet it'll be 45 seconds before he starts fucking with Justin. And so when he started teasing him, I started extra giggling, not because of what he was saying, but because because in my brain I'm like, he's going to do what he always does, and it's funny.
You never need to justify why you laugh either.
No.
Like, it's so funny, it's funny. Guys getting teased, I've been brutalized. But I understand not wanting your other project trashed you. But then again, Pete's trashing his own other project.
Right.
I've watched him read the Steven Singer ads and the most fucking brutal beatdown ever.
He does the best he can.
All that horrible stuff I say.
I love it.
It didn't hurt his business.
No, and I've sent you texts later in the day going, I love it when you do the commercials that way because it's just more fun and it's what we do here. So how can that? They've never gotten angry one time, have they ever? No,
not at all.
Exactly.
He basically
likes it.
Writes me during the day going, oh my God, that was awesome.
Exactly.
More. He basically says more of that.
Yeah.
He's too encouraging. I'm like, you really don't want to tell me that. But I mean, I feel guilty because I know they wanted the two worlds to be separate, and yesterday they sort of collided. But I didn't think in a way where it couldn't be, fixed on the other side. I mean, it's entertainment. Like they can't explain, that's the type of show they do, and they get a little ugly from time to time. But I've said great things about the Harry Connick show. Just happy for them that they got it, and they're the executive producers on it.
It's because
I know that's what they really want to be doing is TV.
I think I left it. As far as I can tell from text, there's no tone in text. That's why it's always weird for me. But I tried to leave it with like, hey, we love you, we miss you. I don't know. I'm sorry if things went south. If I wouldn't want something blowing up my TV show if I had one. So I understand that.
Oh, the tone was loud and clear on my text. Fuck you.
Oh, really? Yours were a little harsher. I couldn't figure out if mine were harsh or not, so I was trying to deflect.
I think they really needed me to step up there, but I
don't know what you could have done.
I didn't think it was that bad.
What could you have done?
He was taking a beating. Yeah, that's bad, but a lot of us have done that, and you walk it off.
Do you want you just yank up the emergency brake and put us in a goddamn tailspin and we go swirling off that way? I don't know what you could have done.
I took a huge beating after our fight. Huge beating. I had to walk that off for a while.
Sure.
For a while.
Of course.
Had to let some things heal.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I got a whole pile of shirts at my house I can't wear anymore in here because I get abused for that.
What shirts?
One of my favorite shirts. I think Bob Kelly said, why are you coming to work in pajamas? I want to wear my favorite shirt. I can't wear it anymore.
Yeah, it's just an environment of being teased like that would get to you after a while. And Justin sat right there, so it's like Eric didn't get it as bad because he was behind. Once in a while he'd pipe up, but Justin is right here, like chatting, and so it's like if you're at the console and you're kind of talking and you're there, you're one of the guys. Yeah. You're right there.
In all fairness, when I got together with those guys when they got hired, Justin truly didn't want to be on mic. And then he was on mic a few times. I'm like, hey, you're pretty good on mic, but, I don't mind you piping in.
Yeah.
So he was sort of reluctant to do that.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me.
And that needs to be said. But I thought, he wasn't killing it with amazing jokes or anything, but he would help conversations, continue and things like that. He did a lot of little things that I liked. From someone on microphone. So it was more me going, no, you sit there and when you can, you pipe in, but I don't need you talking the whole time, that's for sure. We got that part of it. But pipe in when it helps our subject.
No, I thought they both were great contributors. I really thought they were both great.
They did a lot for me in the show, and I'm fucking extremely bummed that I didn't sleep at all last night.
Somebody was busting my chops. They were saying we were kissing Pete's ass too much, and he's too young to be getting praised that much. I'm like, that makes no sense at all.
He's not too young. He's
a good comic. He's been working hard at it for 5 or 6 years now. At least he started.
And he bashes himself very hard. That's important.
You're totally right.
There's guys who can dish it and can't take it. That's a guy who you'd fucking. But he's not one of those guys, dude. He's a guy who he's very funny. He's ferocious, but he also he makes fun of his fucking wasn't his dick have a thing like his fucking
he said something
like a rash or some shit.
No, psoriasis.
The guy does nothing but fuck. He basically backs him with his asshole open and it's all out there. It's all out there. So you got to kind of respect a guy like that he's not like he's throwing big punches and doesn't want you to hit him back.
And then we're all a bit crazy because when that shit's going down, it's kind of funny.
Why do you think I'm calling my new special Nutty and Loving It?
I like it. Nutty and Loving It. You're nutty. Yeah, you're very nutty.
But not once did I think it was nuclear.
Never.
And they're really mad that
until it was over. I didn't know either. I
did not know. I'm like, he'll be fine. He'll get over that. But I mean, as the day went on, I promise I wouldn't read any of the text messages.
I texted with him briefly, but I got no detail. I just saw on Twitter something happened. He wasn't.
It just no, and then they Justin was throwing the kitchen sink at me. You know, when you're mad, then you really.
Oh God.
Oh no!
Yes, I didn't get any of that.
For him to throw the kitchen sink, I mean,
it's like Chief in Cuckoo's Nest.
Well, you know what?
And then Roland's making fun of how big he is. Roland, I'm like, Roland, you're much bigger than him. How do you get away with that?
Well,
shit?
that's the beauty of Roland.
That's
He's a fat man with a thin man's humor.
I love Roland.
How is Pete being racist to the Stangles? What did I miss?
I'd like to know about. He's not being racist.
I don't remember any of that.
What did I miss? Let me.
Justin, you're on the phone. Oh.
Let me say hi to Matt in Boston. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey guys, what's happening?
All right.
Basically, I heard some things that really made me laugh that Pete was throwing out there. Like, I heard him yelling, "Because it was true."
No, that was me. That was me, yeah.
What were you saying?
That was somewhere in the middle of all that, and we were like, I can't believe it got that angry. How did it escalate so badly? And I'm like, because he's a Jew.
That's just...
What about when he had you guys play the Donald Trump clip that was, it was extremely funny, but it had, some swastika stuff and all that. You think that hurt their feelings?
No, God, no.
I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about that type of stuff.
No, I think they can separate the two.
Oh yeah, that's got nothing to do. Yeah, that's yeah.
No, I could.
Oh, cool.
I gotta defend the Stangles on that.
No, they were really worried that he's...
Whoa! They're Jewish?
One of them, only one of them. Guess which one?
It was the SNL commercial that got a lot of play yesterday. That Pete turned us on to.
Yeah, it was really
I didn't
good.
see it when it aired. I'm like, wow, is that good? Really funny. Crazy.
No, it was old school good.
Old school SNL edgy good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you think he had any motives behind it with knowing they had that in there? Like, hey, towards the Stangles? Or?
No.
You don't think you're feeling...
No racism.
No.
I don't think that wouldn't even occur to me.
No, not at all.
No, they understand that.
No. They understand.
They understand the humor part of it.
It was trashing the show. It was trashing their TV project that has him.
What did everybody say about that? If it hasn't aired, there's nothing to go on.
He was just hoping it,
He just did the automatic. You're getting canceled. Just right off the bat.
Which was explain that every time one of you guys gets a TV see, you're laughing because you've heard this a million fucking times among your friends, but they're not used to that.
He said he was working on one with Malcolm Jamal Warner, and he thought it was going to be more successful. Pete was going to produce one, and he was just he went straight to them, and he goes, "Oh, you got a thing?" And "Oh yeah, I got this thing." That's not going to work. And he just went right to the taking it down.
Travis has the audio. You want to hear Jimmy?
Sure, yeah.
Jimmy was not here. So.
It basically starts when we came back from break because that's when it starts.
Everybody's grieving when I'm gone, so everyone just fucking I understand.
We don't know what to do with ourselves.
Is this the really bad part where it really gets ugly, or
this is the beginning?
Beginning, all
but
right.
I mean it starts.
Now keep in mind, it's got to be said again. Their line was always, "Don't mess with the TV show."
Right. And he didn't want to really be dragged onto the mic a lot either.
And in fairness, I never had that conversation with Pete or anybody else that comes in here because I don't know. Maybe I should have. Now that I'm thinking about it,
it's not what we do. In a way.
But so Pete didn't know that was their
Did
line.
Justin
So then
ever ask
I know
him?
the line, so I'm supposed to jump in there. But then it's like,
Why didn't Justin ask him? Didn't they have a meeting one time? Remember Pete came in and met with Justin for something?
I'm not sure.
I thought they were. I didn't know what that was about. But why wouldn't he just ask him? Like, hey, dude, you can do anything you want. Just stay away if you can. Just not mention the TV show.
I'm not sure.
You could have asked him. And then if he doesn't honor it, then you could go like, hey, man, come on.
But then the stuff he was saying, I didn't think it was anything nuclear. I really didn't think it was nuclear.
It was just smart ass.
Smart alecky. Let's keep it clean.
Sorry, Kirk.
Go ahead, Travis. Yay. And Justin still has his coat on.
I'm cold, man.
You're not cold.
I am cold.
Fat Danny Zuko.
Yeah, I won't be hearing about that all day on Twitter.
You do it. You shaved your head too. You got a haircut.
That was like 2 times ago you were in.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's growing out already.
You should notice.
I've been nice to you for a while.
You have been. I've been nice to you, too.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you be?
I don't need you. I don't need you at all.
Okay.
He doesn't need any of us.
You can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
I was going to point that out.
I don't need you. I don't need anybody at all. I am Fat Daddy Zuko.
That's right.
Go Grease Lightning. Want Supreme?
I think out of the two brothers, I think we're losing Justin before Eric.
I like Eric. Eric's useful.
Eric's still hanging in there, but I think Justin's already dreaming of
Justin's
the
ready
Harry
to
Connick
fucking...
Jr. show.
Oh, yeah, he's totally. He gave up. He gave up months ago.
You gave up on me, you son of a bitch.
No. I mean, I know a lot of people like to tell you that behind the scenes. but that's not true.
I'm just picturing you.
See, right there,
doing,
can you pause real quick? I'm just hearing that. It sounds like Justin's getting real. Like, I know a lot of people tell you that behind the scenes. Like, he's bothered already for real. Like, there's something that he's...
Yeah, he was bothered by the first joke.
Yeah, maybe. I think he got his feelings hurt, and I don't know if it's hard to admit that. Like, yeah, my feelings got hurt, and I'm sure they're concerned about the show.
Yeah, I get that.
But he probably feels like it's humiliating just to get teased publicly by a young 22-year-old with a giant penis.
Or like you said, Patrice was genuinely upset with you that one time. That one time he thought something weird was going on.
Yeah,
right,
sometimes
exactly.
when a guy hits you wrong, you think that there's something else going on with his motives, and 99% of the time there's not. It's just being
comedy.
Silly and being a dick like comics are.
And we had just a Danny Zuko line.
Yeah,
literally all it was.
Yeah, but then again, Travolta likes massage.
I remember Rich Voss. There was a time.
God, I wish we were saying that for real.
I mean, I remember he sort of taught me a valuable lesson. We would beat the shit out of him, and we continue to beat the shit out of him on this radio show. But then it started moving into his actual stand-up.
Okay.
And he sat me down and said, look, I don't care what you say about me, but now you're fucking with my livelihood, because a lot of people now, believe that I'm a horrible stand-up comic, and I'm not.
Okay.
And no one would think he's a bad comic whatsoever. And I got his point that day. I'm like, that. He goes, that's my livelihood in the end. You can't fucking, fuck with that.
Okay.
And I feel like that's sort of what their mindset is.
Yes.
And it's more when he's not here, he wouldn't want, like, if he's here, you could say anything to him. But when he's not here, I think he didn't want that to be like the running thing.
And that sort of was what was happening. We threw everything at him. And it got crazy with Rich Voss and how we abused him over the years. But I remember, he goes, dude, anything but that. Because I am a really good comic, and that's how I make my fucking living. And I got it. I really understood that point. You want go back to the tape there, Travis.
You're the one of that one.
Doing the whole entire dance, but with knee pads because you're fat.
Thank you. Thank you, Pete.
Knee pads.
It's a pleasure having you back.
Yeah. Go Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning. With knee pads and elbow pads on.
Yeah.
Get over here, Sandy.
Yeah. It's all good.
Hey, Sandy, you want to fuck?
Yeah, it's all good.
It's never good when you say it's all good.
It's all good. It got canceled after 7 episodes. Fucking Harry Conn. Who's going to watch that fucking shit? Why don't you get Malcolm Jamal Warner to do a fucking talk show, you fucking retard?
Yeah, that's me.
Now, Opie, later today. Later,
let's get the 4th most interesting judge for American Idol to do a fucking talk show. Who's going to watch that?
Opie, when you
all
text
right, you
us
know
later
what?
and
Pause this for a second.
I could see why Justin would go like, this could get me in trouble. I'm not saying Pete shouldn't tease him about it, but I could see why Justin would go, all right, this is going to get me in trouble.
It went a little too far.
Well, it didn't go too far, but I could see why he was. It's like
I can see where he's nervous about what's being said.
I can see why he'd be nervous about that, but I don't think that Pete shouldn't tease him if he didn't take him aside off the air and go, look, man, you can't.
Shows up.
But if you're doing a project and someone's just, all right, I can see why you get nervous or defend it.
Right. All right.
Do a fucking talk show, you fucking retard.
Yeah. Now, Opie, later today. Later,
let's get the 4th most interesting judge for American Idol to do a fucking talk show. Who's going to watch that?
Opie, when you text us later and you say, once this show starts, you have to stay on the show, and I say it's going to be hard to juggle, this is why.
Fucking 9 episodes.
This is why. This is why NBC is not going to want it.
I am trying to get these guys to stay around.
Yeah. Harry Connick, dude, you better fucking stay.
No,
it's gonna go right down the tube.
He's a lovely man. He's a national treasure.
Who's gonna watch that?
What do you mean you're not staying?
No, I'm not staying.
You better stay.
There's no reason to stay.
Why aren't you staying?
Because I'm not going to do that in this.
Why?
What, did you get picked on by a 20-year-old? Fucking wiener.
I am fine to get picked on by a 20-year-old.
I'm not going to do this.
He's only a couple years older than your daughter.
Yeah.
You should be able to handle a kid like him.
Your daughter must come home and your daughter must be like, oh, Dad.
No, I can, but as I pointed out to you, I'm more behind the scenes, so I'm not.
With that fucking jacket.
Yeah.
Did you get that jacket to impress Harry Connick?
It's not.
You're like, hey, baby, season 2 already, right, baby? Yeah. Hey, Harry, baby, how are you, baby?
Yeah,
I think the show's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It is going to be. It's going to be a pretty big show.
I have never even heard Harry Connick say words. How is this going to be a good fucking show?
It's going to be a
What's
good
it
show.
about?
Harry Connick.
Unless
He's
it's
wonderful.
him going up to 75-year-old ladies and kissing them on the cheek. I don't think anybody's going to watch it.
No, that's not at all.
What is it?
It's a talk show.
It's a variety
It's a talk show?
It's a talk
Like an
show.
afternoon.
We're a little variety.
God.
It's like Ellen.
Oh, boy.
Right,
I better
exactly.
call
What's his
my
move?
grandmother. Better let her know there's a new show in town.
Yeah.
There's a new show in town, Grandma.
Yeah.
What's his move going to be?
Set your
Now, you see,
alarms.
now again, when
Set your alarms for Harry Connick Jr.
So again, when Eric and I leave here, go to our NBC meeting after this, and then later you text saying, "Why can't you guys stay?" Just remember this moment.
Oh, you said that 3 times. You fucking.
It's a collision of two worlds in that thing where Pete's being very funny and he's breaking balls.
Yeah, you were laughing a lot during that whole thing.
Yeah, and you
I want
can't ask Pete not to do
But it was
that.
brutal. And
But I get why if you're executive producing a show, that would freak you out. You have to say that. I get why.
Well, that's what I said
if
to him,
you were
yeah.
if you're
I
doing
said
that,
that to him.
and it's like you're going out to do that. I get why that would freak you out.
I get it too, but you think it's nuclear though? That's what I was
I
toying
wouldn't
with
say
all afternoon yesterday. I'm like, isn't this fixable? It sucks. We put you in a bad spot, but
No, it's not
isn't
nuclear.
this fixable?
Nuclear is. I get why it would be very hard for you sitting on the air as the executive producer to go to your new boss,
Right.
Who you're working with,
Right.
Who, if he hears that and go, what are you doing?
Right.
Like if you're in the other room, like E-Rock is, and it's happening, that's a little different. But when you're right here, he might go, like, "Come on, guys, you're hurting the." So yeah, it's a collision of two worlds. They probably can't do both. And that's what it comes down to. It's like, because you can't ask Pete not to be funny and not to break ball. He's 20 and he's a fucking, again, he's a funny dude.
Yeah.
So you can never say to him, "Hey man, keep the reins on." Because that's what makes him great, is that he's fucking not. And that's why he's funny on SNL. And that's why he's funny when he comes in here. Because he fucking talks about Trump. Remember he made fun of Trump that day right after Trump was the guest host? Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
He said Trump can't read.
But he doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
So it's one of those things where sometimes two worlds are just not going to meet properly.
But that wasn't.
But I get why Justin's a little nervous about that.
But that also
He was saying that to me in the I got that too in the text. I fully got
But
that.
it also wasn't a regular occurrence. But then Justin said that was the 5th time it happened. He was keeping track. I don't really remember 5 times where it was. Maybe there was a little shot here and there. But,
I'm not here all the time, but
that was way more than it was done before that. I
The
guess
5th time, what happened?
that I guess we
dragged it through the mud.
I guess that Harry got brought up
Yeah,
or whatever,
something,
or
yeah.
negatively.
Or something.
Never
maybe.
heard that before.
I'm surprised when
Maybe that Pete made fun of him.
I don't know. He said
that's a go-to. That's not what he meant. He did not mean that.
He said the 5th time.
Breaching the line.
He's not here to explain himself, but I didn't really understand that. I'm like, I don't think went up to the TV show 5 times.
I would assume he meant that's the 5th time Pete's made fun of him.
Right.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I don't even know. But I get why he's nervous about that. But it's not like anybody is wrong. It's not like Pete shouldn't tease him, or it's not like Justin shouldn't be nervous. It's like, all right, you know what? If these worlds are colliding too fucking horribly, then you might just have to back out. And that's not even, you know what I mean? It's like, I get it.
Yeah. Well,
just because if it's an established show, but can you imagine if if you're on another show and he hears that, he's like, why are they saying I'm not good, or I'm only for old ladies, and why are you just sitting there on mic
Yeah.
But can we hear more?
Yeah, if you want.
No, I mean, I want to hear how it resolves.
All I'm learning is I need to move the microphone, or ruin my screaming idiotic cackle is driving me insane listening to some of it.
Why? You're perfect.
Well, that's just because all I hear is my loud, just because we're crazy, and all I hear is through.
I heard you were in the car with Brian Johnson for 10 minutes.
You certainly had a good laugh there, Mr. Henley.
Well, I really.
Well, why don't you laugh your goddamn brains out? Enjoy yourself.
I do. I really like being here.
Because like I said yesterday, everyone was having a good old time with this. And I said, Pete, you're going to leave here and you're going to skip home whistling a happy tune.
Yep.
Vic's going to go walk home.
And I did.
And I know this is going to be my day.
You told me, yep.
It wasn't your day, was it?
No, I had a great
Except
time.
for a couple text messages?
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. I just felt a little bad that if I hurt his feelings, I wanted to let him know I wasn't trying to hurt his feelings, and we're all in here the same.
Yeah, I didn't. When you all feel like you're on the same page,
we're the
too,
same.
You don't even, that thought of actually thinking you're actually hurting their feelings.
No, I know.
Doesn't cross your mind.
I agree.
It really doesn't.
I'm a grown ass stupid man, but exactly.
And I asked Justin, I go, did you reach out to Pete? And he said, why? Why would I?
Oh, God.
But I'm like, all right, but he In the end, he was the one that was taking the shots.
Right.
We were sort of laughing, and like I said, I guess I could have stopped it, but I felt like that would have made it worse.
It would have been it would have been a more awkward, weird moment if you would have snatched up the emergency brake, as I said before. I believe.
So did it get ugly past this?
No, I think
I mean, Pete threatened violence.
Oh, yeah,
when he realized Justin was really
joking.
mad.
I still think he's joking.
You think that part was?
I'm playing the show file, so just give me a minute. I'll skip to that, and then we can play that.
All right.
Well, are you continuing where we were at? Because that was
show
going well.
File.
Well, I can do either or. I can continue where we are, or
continue where we are because we're kind of in the middle of that.
No, but I'm talking specifically, it's going to be because of this.
That's all it takes? Because of me?
That's all it takes.
Right,
I mean, you agree,
because
right?
of a rusty Pete Davidson?
I just want to point out, Pete, that our show is on many NBC affiliates.
Oh, what? I don't give a shit.
I know.
I'm so surprised I haven't been fired yet.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been killing it lately.
Yeah. To who?
See?
According to other 22-year-olds on SNL?
Yeah, how many 22-year-olds are on SNL?
It's just me right now.
You're the youngest by far.
I think so. I think like the oldest is maybe Jay. Besides me, Jay's like 29. 28.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit of a difference. What's Harry's move going to be? Ellen's got the dance.
There's no move. There's no move.
And there is a promo out.
His move is he does a huge line of cocaine and stares at himself in the mirror before every show.
Clean living.
He goes, "This is for Stangle, baby."
That's exactly
this is
right.
for the Stangle.
Now they may feel you were responsible because they were talking about Pete, and then you're like, "So what's Harry's move going to be?"
Christ, thanks, Jimmy.
But I'm saying that's why.
Because other people said they heard me trying to move on too. I don't know. I think I was trying to keep
I thought it was a legitimate. Yeah,
I was trying to keep it like fun. Like, all right, maybe we could just keep this.
Because Pete has a suggestion as to what the move is going to be, and it probably wasn't what they wanted to hear.
Fuck.
To a lot of coke.
Stare yourself.
Yeah, that's not the move anyone wants to hear.
You don't think that was a serious suggestion?
No, I don't. I think that was done with jocularity. Or in jocularity. In jest.
For Harry.
Clean living. It's all clean
living.
Maybe he'll do some Cajun recipes or something.
Yeah,
like that.
there might be Cajun recipes.
Yeah.
I know he loves his Cajun food.
He loves his Cajun food.
Totally
He's not even.
kidding. Harry Connick. It's going to be a hit.
It's going to be
Justin won't look up.
It's going to be.
I'm looking
You
at
know, he's right. He's actually Pete has beaten him into submission.
You haven't looked up Justin.
I just know that if I engage, I will be hearing about it in later meetings.
What would they say to you?
What do you think they're going to say?
I'm telling you, I've told you this off the air, that stuff that happens here can impact other stuff, and that could impact our future. So then they have advised us not to engage in various things.
Opie!
They don't know that all publicity is
It
good
might
publicity.
impact his
They're
future.
not buying into the all publicity is good publicity.
That's fine. We can all laugh, but then we're going to be getting these panic texts later. Guys, you got to stay on the show.
I like. Well, I want you around.
I know, but I'm telling you.
Of course, I want you guys to stay.
Yeah.
I think you're great for the show.
We are trying to figure that out.
I like him better.
guys-
I love.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
So
He's
useful and
absolutely
cool.
fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm pointing it at him.
You know what? I'm going to put up the next topic on your screen.
He knows to be. Eric knows how to be invisible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's
Justin,
very productive, too,
I never
though.
said a word.
I feel like here's the difference between
I'll tell you
Eric.
the difference between you two.
Yeah, that jacket.
Thank you. Like
Eric will walk right by that jacket and get something
Eric has
normal.
the same jacket.
but he's smart enough not to wear it in here.
Yeah, but he wouldn't wear it in here.
They own the same clothes. It's very strange, their relationship.
Oh,
but
that's so weird.
Eric knows how to be invisible. He really does. You come in here with outfits.
Come in with
I'm wearing
Look,
jeans,
it's
a
a look.
t-shirt,
You're fucking
and a leather
dying.
jacket. It's
Come in with a
freezing in here.
There's always
And
a
that's
look.
always the jumping off point for a comic. They're like, they'll notice a jacket
Sure.
or whatever.
Some of his man jewelry, one of his bracelets.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
No,
Yeah. With your man bracelets
Have a rope bracelet.
and your fucking lug nut ring.
Yeah, have a lug nut
Why are you
ring.
wearing a fucking lug nut on your fucking ring?
I like my ring.
Lug nut, that was funny. Lug nut.
I gotta acknowledge that's funny, but I'm still laughing over man jewelry. What's man jewelry?
Jewelry?
So then we try to move on to man jewelry and other things. I've seen way worse beatings in here, but I get why this would be scary for them.
Yeah, why it would freak them out. You know, they'll go like, oof, this could get us.
Well, especially, I think Harry Connick is, and I don't mean this any negative, he's a clean-cut, wholesome dude, so You know, it's like
which makes the two worlds a little strange.
It's basically it's a weird combo.
So, Travis is finding another part of it if you want.
Travis.
I just feel horrible today because I mean they've been great. They've been great for the last 18 months. And if this is it, it's just a horrible way to end.
It's not. It's not a good way to end, but it's one of those things where if these two worlds have to be separated, you know, when were they up in May? It'd be hard for them to re-sign and go, yeah, we'll keep going. But just the tone of the show, because eventually, once his show's on the air, and if it becomes successful, and it may become very successful, then they're in a position where we're executive producing this show. We're getting A-list celebrities. It's hard for us to come in here in the morning, especially when this or this could be said about any of these celebrity guests. Like, if something else would have interfered if that show started to actually pick up momentum and go.
And I hope it's successful because I know they're TV guys first. Although they really fell in love with radio, being here for the last year in studio, but they're TV guys. Of course, I hope the Harry Connick Jr. show is a success. And I know that's what they want.
You couldn't be more disparate. You couldn't be more, you know, the Harry Connick Jr. show and then us. there's like, you know, I don't want to say high or low, but they're different ends of the spectrum, that's for sure.
Right. So, you find the other part, Travis?
Yeah.
All right, a little more, then we'll move on. We got Iliza Shlesinger. She's here ready. And Sacha Baron Cohen. Cohen is coming in later.
Because I'm telling you, this is going to cause larger problems.
Problems for your Harry Connick Jr.
I know I'm serious, but like when we don't come in tomorrow and you text why, it's going to be larger problems because of this. That's what I keep telling you off the air.
What are they going to say?
What are they going to say?
I'm telling you.
Stop associating with such filth.
They're gonna say, hey Justin, next time don't wear the fucking jacket.
It's good. It's really good, man.
I think that's what NBC's gonna say. Hey Justin, take off the jacket and stop being a douchebag. And stop being a baby.
Just because I want to say man jewelry again.
Jewelry.
Lug nut.
He's wearing a lug nut on his finger.
Yeah.
Fucking Stangle over here.
Your fucking pitches are hilarious.
Oh my God.
Good.
I had to stand up. It's getting uncomfortable.
It's getting heated in here, you guys.
No, but seriously, I have to go.
Look, he's standing up now.
I have to go.
What?
I'm telling you, I gotta go.
Why?
Because this is going to be a problem.
What is?
This is absolutely going to be a problem.
What's a problem?
Yeah,
Did I call you?
Eric's texting you too, but you're not reading it.
Uh-oh.
Eric's the quiet one.
Oh, that's a problem because I called you
go.
Fat Danny Zuko?
But you actually have to go now?
Yeah, this is going to be a problem.
For
This
who?
is going to be a problem. This is why I told you off the air. This is why I was staying like an hour ago. So it's all good, man.
Not enjoying it.
What's a problem?
It's all good.
We're too filthy for afternoon television.
No, it's
my
not
God.
too filthy for that, but it's just, I'm supposed to be in the background. I'm a consultant.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
all
look.
good.
He's Tom Hagen. He's
It's all
concierge.
good.
Please shut him up. Oh, okay, I get it. I'll stop talking now.
No, it's all good.
That's somebody that didn't like you. That was like an hour ago, though.
Oh, it was an hour ago. In that case, I'm going to keep going.
An hour ago, someone really didn't like Pete.
That's me luring him back in.
It's all good.
And this one was, about a half hour ago. This guy didn't like Pete.
How much longer until Pete follows in the footsteps of SNL's Belushi and Farley?
Oh.
Probably soon.
Why?
I don't know. If I make it like to 30, I'll be pretty happy about that.
Are you going to pull that shit, really?
No. No, it's just whenever things are not going my way, I just
say that.
I just throw the 9/11 card
Okay,
out there.
right. Well,
Hey, you guys know my dad died 9/11.
See how he
Just go.
like for anybody to deconstruct himself like that.
Yeah.
That's how he thinks. Like no other fucking person, like or 9/11 victim deconstructs themselves. Like that's a pretty brutal, honest thing.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
If you're making fun of your dead dad, it's tough to tell this guy.
Dead hero dad.
To put a to put a filter in when you're doing your comedy. It just put us. I don't know. It was a tough spot yesterday.
I stood up. You could hear me get up and back away
It
because
was a tough spot. And Eric was
bizarre.
texting me saying this is going to be a problem, but stupid me, I'm like, but how bad could this be in the end?
I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
I understand
and listen
it
to how
could be
they
like.
got, I mean, in a way, just to I would love to hear how they're going to get chastised. Just somebody in a suit that's too conservative and worrisome is going to be yelling at them that this is, like I said, you can't associate with that trash. Is it really?
I feel like there's another piece to this that I don't get because for it to be nuclear, I keep going back to that. I understand it was a bad spot and it's uncomfortable and he's going to have to hear from it from the other side, but to the point where it would mess up his career, I don't see that.
There's they probably have had discussions where somebody has said to them, hey, you're on this show, like we know the reputation of the show or the things that have happened. Or what are you on the air with this shit? No. We're just kind of behind the scenes consultants.
Right.
We help them. We do a little producing. We do a little bit of whatever it is they said. And they went, all right, cool. And then they'd hear him on the air once in a while asking questions. Or they said they probably told them that their role is not too involved. And then to hear him on the air at all, and then to hear that, they're probably like going to get... I get why he'd be nervous and just have to walk away and go, look, I have to make a decision.
Right.
And I'm going to choose Harry Connick. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. I understand all that, but in the end I thought, okay, we could work this out, can't we? But it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't seem like it.
No. I don't think that's Justin being a twat, though. Like, after hearing that, like, if he didn't have another project... Like, if you were just teasing Letterman and he got mad, I'd be like, well, fuck, he's being a baby. But
I absolutely would.
Future project he's going into, yeah.
I'm going to go on record and say I don't think he was being a baby whatsoever.
I know.
No.
He's worried. But he's legitimate worried.
Then again, if you're going to wear those dog shit jackets, don't expect that to get fucking murdered.
Well, but I said that. For you guys, if you wear the wrong fucking shirt, whether it's here or the Comedy Cellar or many other places, that's the jumping off point. It begins with that, and then it gets ugly.
I saw Patrice bark Kevin Hart to the door one night from the table at the Cellar, and Kevin, he was halfway through the restaurant, and he had on something a little too multicolored, baggy pants, hip-hoppy, and Patrice started it on him, and every time Kevin would take one more step forward, Patrice like, no, motherfucker, I'm not kidding. You better start moving in the other goddamn direction. And he barked him to the door until you come back in here with some fucking regular clothes on. You're not in the Wu-Tang Clan. And he just jumped his shit, and it was goddamn hilarious. Yeah, and that's comedy, you know. That's an arm of comedy.
But he's not here to defend himself. He said, I'm not in that world.
Yeah,
I'm not a comic.
No, he's right, correct. Right. That's, you know.
I don't know, but this atmosphere, we kind of bust balls.
You're guilty by association if you come in here.
So,
in a way. And I mean that with love.
That's why the name of this show should be changed to Joshin' Hard.
Joshin' Hard.
So what was the other? He didn't really threaten him with violence. He's probably
just coming up.
Oh,
if you want me to keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Justin, because he's not having it right now.
You fucking grow up, you old fuck. Stop being a pussy and sit down. I'm serious. I'll fucking punch you in the throat. Sit down. Because now I'm getting mad.
You're wrong.
Now I'm getting mad. I will fucking kick your ass. It would not even be close. I'll put you through that fucking wall. I swear to God.
You saw what good shape he's in.
I'm in very good shape. And I'm a big dick.
When that picture was being taken.
That's all good.
Stop. Sit down. Who's in trouble? Really?
I'm telling you, as soon as we go to break, I'm leaving. That's what it is.
Then go already. You're being fucking annoying.
I'm going to go get a coffee. This
How
is
about we
getting
just try to smooth it out then?
You know?
I'm telling you, I have meetings that are like...
Ooh, I have meetings.
Be affected by all this. That's what I'm telling you.
All right.
The air.
Just go already.
Okay, Pete. Thank you.
Please leave. This is so annoying now.
I feel bad. I'm
making everybody uncomfortable.
I'm in the middle. I'm stuck here.
God,
you know.
And take that camera off, Paul.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's on camera.
Yeah.
You gonna go to break? You gonna stay?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's so juicy. I mean, how are we gonna?
Vic Henley's here
go
too.
Away.
Live from Lou's Cruise.
Live from Lou's Cruise. Come see me. And Magooby's in North Baltimore, April 20th.
Oh, nice. That's a good joint.
That's a great joint. I love that place.
Are you going to sit back down?
No, I'm waiting for you to go to break.
Why? Well, just go. Stop being
He's got to
weird.
go put out fires. He's got fires. He's got to go put them out.
Fucking weird.
Got to get the fire extinguisher.
I'm sure that NBC will know that it was a joke. Nobody fucking cares. Okay, I guarantee if me making fun of your show was going to derail that show, then it was never going to fucking be good anyway.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Okay, then you're acting weird and you creep me out. And can you please leave the studio?
You got it.
Because you're making everybody uncomfortable and it's fucking weird. It's so weird. If you leave, it'll be better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Pitch that.
I've never seen mean Pete Davidson.
No, it was just like so uncomfortable.
I've never seen.
I said you could have stopped it.
Could have stopped what?
What was so wrong with
He's
that?
saying get off him. You know, he's like, yeah, you stayed on him too long.
What off? Compared to what I usually say.
I'm with you. I don't care. I'm a comic, so I don't care.
All
about
I said
anything.
was Fat Danny Zuko.
I know. It's you know.
I could have made fun of his haircut. I didn't even make fun of his haircut. I'm sure the. Oh God! All right.
Interesting.
I think they have a sense of humor though over there.
You would hope. I don't see how. Well, I mean, he would know. I can't. It is. You see it. He's correct. It is unusual that you would get yelled at for this.
And it goes on, and then Eric left a few minutes later.
Oh, okay.
And that was pretty much it.
Was Eric saying you could have stopped it to you?
Yeah, to me.
They both. Yeah.
But then, But then Pete realized how serious it was, and he was trying to talk to him about it. Like, oh, come on. In the end, they're not going to care about this. But then Justin's saying it has nothing to do with that. So I don't understand the missing piece.
Yeah.
I think he had his feelings hurt, but he's also concerned.
Yeah, I understand the concern, but to the point where it's over and that's it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Sucks. This place is exhausting. It's fucking exhausting.
I know that.
There's no reason to do this anymore. It's stupid.
I don't know if we should give up our lives because Stengel's left. It's a bit of a fucking defeatist attitude.
Let's reel it in here,
But, you wake up going, what the fuck? It's exhausting. No, I'm not going to leave, but fuck. Come on. We could have figured that out. Pete was being real, all right, well, sit down. Let's figure this out. This isn't going to, fuck your TV show in the end. And it won't.
I was oblivious till the last.
Only time will tell that it won't affect the TV show, and I feel bad. His feelings were hurt, and it was a rough fucking morning for him.
Sure,
but I don't think he was being a baby, and I understand to a point what was going on. But in the end, you'll see the show. They'll be rolling in the credits, and hopefully they have a nice, successful run.
But if they're executive producing a show and they're sitting through that, even though it's like for comedians, it's not a big deal. I get why an executive producer who's not a stand-up comic would get nervous and then go. Again, you can't tell Pete to not be Pete, so that's where you just got to go. I have to make a decision. I keep saying that, but that's all it is. But after hearing that.
So you're saying this was supposed to happen, I guess, in the end?
It was one of those things where how do you, with that type of teasing going back and forth, because if it wasn't this, eventually it would have been something else. It might have been 6 months from now.
Right.
But let's just say that they had a guest on the air who's a good thing, or something happened on Harry's show, or a guest said something stupid. They would have collided anyway.
But, how does it, but then...
He seemed to think there were boundaries and guidelines that had been established, and somehow or another, like you said, they got breached for the fourth or fifth time.
Well, that's what they're hitting me with.
That's the main...
They're hitting me with that a lot, saying, look, know that we've been trying to keep the two separate.
But I'm with Jimmy. There's no way possible that this was not going to happen sooner or later anyway.
Yeah, it would have been might have been something else. Again, it might have just been after all the harshness or us attacking someone who was going on that show.
Yeah,
not even for that, but all of a sudden, now we have and they might not have said stop it. They might have went we just can't do both.
But they're just too different. These two shows are completely different.
Yeah,
you're not going to keep that separate forever.
But this isn't some kind of shitty radio show. We have a lot of A-listers, and it's we do a very good job over here. So I don't want to think that we're just some crappy shock jock.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
But
there's R-rated movies and there's G-rated movies. They're doing
I like PG-13. Little something in the middle. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, but it's an afternoon television show. That's the most wholesome time of the day. Right. You really got to watch your P's and Q's if you're on from 2 to 6 in the afternoon, and we don't have to watch our P's and Q's in here.
Say P's and Q's again, and you're going to be wearing hot coffee.
P's and Q's.
I always understood they were in a tough spot, but I didn't think it would get to this point. But that's how it went down, Jimmy.
Yeah,
when you left.
All right.
Yeah, you walk out of here, Gandhi, and all hell breaks loose.
That's what happens. Everybody's grieving my loss. They know what to do.
Peaceful influence.
There's a sweet boy gone.
Yes.
Everyone's worried of him. Is he okay?
Pete wrote me yesterday. He simply wrote, let me see. Sorry.
One word.
What did they say to you after?
He just wrote, I love you.
What did they say to you after?
A lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff. They asked me not to read it on there, so I respect that.
Yeah.
If I didn't like those guys, I'd read it in a second. But, the fact is we've been very close for a really long time. It's just a weird fucking spot to be in today. They're upset. They're very fucking mad. Extremely mad.
Yeah, I would say they're done.
And then they're begging Paul to put the video up, and I'm like, no, we don't have to do that. You know, I mean, when me and Jimmy fought, there's video of that. I just said, don't put the video up. Maybe someday we will, whatever. But at the time, I'm like, just leave it alone. But they're like, put the video up. Paul was filming it. And I explained. I said, look, Paul also filmed me and Jimmy fighting and never put the cameras down. And then after the fact, you're like, well, what do I do with this? Do we make a video? And at the time, I just said, nah, just let it be. The audio's out there. People need to fucking hear that shit.
It's radio, so that should be good.
I was trying to explain it to Justin because it wasn't like we were just, shooting you. We literally shoot everything that's going on in the studio, and then we make our decisions on what we're going to put up on the YouTube channel or whatever. So, but he kept going, put it up. And I'm like,
who's saying that?
Justin. No, because he's so mad. He's like, why don't you fucking put it up?
Oh, he wants it up?
No, he doesn't. I don't think so.
That's probably reverse psychology.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
He was so mad. He's like, well, you hurt me this much.Hy don't you keep continuing?
Oh,
put it up. I'm like, you're not putting it up.
Right.
Tell Del Griffith it's not going up. He's a good boy. It's two worlds not meant to coexist. It's okay. Can you picture Ellen's executive producer coming on this show? It just doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work, dude.
Yeah, or when Rosie O'Donnell was doing that was her whole angle because television was filled with, all the screaming Jerry Springer stuff, and she wanted to be the nice lady in the afternoon. And it's the afternoon. It's nice TV. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, let them, that's what they're doing and moving on to it, and they'll probably be good at it, and good for them. I mean, it is what it is, man. It had to happen one way or the other. It didn't have to end that way, with betrayal and ugliness, but it could have ended it. It could have, but it had to sooner or later. That was one of those things that wasn't going to get. Those worlds wouldn't have existed for long. When's the show coming on?
Not till like the fall.
Yeah, they're usually September.
Oh, there was plenty of time. That ended way before There's
no way we would have made it in September.
They could have hung out for a while longer.
Yeah.
This guy's saying I need to own this. This is his show, and this is what he does.
All right, let's see what Justin has to say.
We owned it to a point. I mean, what do you want?
No, this is a fair assessment, I believe.
I think it's pretty fair.
We're replaying the fucking audio.
Go ahead, Jack.
You're the destroyer, man. It's your show. This is what you do. You destroy everything in your path, and I think it's great. That's what makes this show. You are the destroyer.
What's your favorite Kiss album?
Rock and Roll Over, probably. Or you're just joking.
Snowy in Michigan. All right, let's skip Snowy on. He hasn't been on in a while. Go ahead, Snowy.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Isn't it a bit hypocritical when they're worried about, and I understand they're worried about their other career, and they should be. And it's a serious show, and I understand that. But it's a Justin always makes those, when Dennis Falcone's in there, and he drops his own lines, like make it almost sometimes like he's a child molester. Don't they think that might hurt his career?
Oh, he's saying when Eric does all the Falcone creepy stuff.
No, I know why you're saying that, but no, I don't. The difference is Denny works here, and Denny's a radio guy.
Yeah, it's a very funny bit, and Denny's okay with it. Too.
Yeah, he takes it better than Justin is then.
Well, I mean, obviously Justin's not okay with you making fun of the TV show. I don't think that makes him a baby.
No, I don't think he's being a hypocrite, dude. He just had to go. Like they have to. Sometimes when something's like this is not going to work, this is going to fuck me up, you just go.
I think if Dennis said, I feel very uncomfortable with the pedo humor and all that, then I'm not sure what we would have done, but I guarantee Justin and Eric would have tapped down and said, okay, I'm not going to be a part of that then.
I know what I'd have done.
So
you're probably right there. I mean, I don't think. I don't think there's anything you could have done. I mean, it didn't seem any worse than any other kind of time that Pete attacks him. I mean, maybe a couple of things we start attacking the show a little bit too much, like saying, his things would be doing cocaine. I mean, I might be, okay, that's kind of like attacking.
I feel really bad because Eric just kept saying, you could have stopped this, But
I don't know.
And I'm like,
how? I don't think of anything
all right.
I also say out here, looking up from the outside looking in, I understand that.
All right. Let me go one more because we got guests backing up now. Thank you, Snowy. Let me say hi to Steven in New York. Steven.
Yes.
Hey, is there a line, like, is busting balls and being an asshole, is there any line for you guys?
Sure. There always is.
Well, you thought, finish your statement. You thought Pete Davidson was being a dick. There were some funny lines in there, though.
Oh, yeah, Pete Davidson is hilarious. I wouldn't take that away from him at all. But he has never showed 1 ounce of respect to any of the... It's ridiculous to me that he can be completely relentless. He has no shame and no filter. So if you can't really come back at him, what's he going to do? Fight him? Like, I don't see. That's the piece you're missing, is that he's being an absolute total asshole to the guy.
But he's also like that again. It does matter where he's totally open to you being that way to him, and he's also shitting on some really. He gets his mom on the phone.
Really,
he's saying, "Hey
stuff.
guys, I'm trying to find someone who wants to bang my mom." Like that's who Pete is. And I'm not saying people have to love it or but it's not like he's inconsistent. I mean, that's who the guy is.
He's not sensitive by any stretch.
Right. It's not like he expects you to respect his sacred cows or whatever. He's going after the fucking most personal stuff in his own life.
Yeah, he's shitting on himself before we can even shit on him. He's almost coming back for us.
He's like Rabbit Run. Do you remember that rap? Listen to that and then call back.
He's pretty brutal with his humor, and he takes some big shots.
Yes, but that's the point. He's punching down. He can't go toe to toe.
He's not punching. Agreeing with you. He's not punching.
Dude, first of all, punching down is an expression that people think means something, and it doesn't. When you're trying to be funny, you're trying to be funny. If you're trying to be hurtful, you're trying to be hurtful. Punching down in comedy is nonsense. It's a silly term, and it doesn't have any place in comedy. But that's not what he's doing.
Okay, but would you relentlessly go after a member of your audience for no reason and just continually beat on him until he had to leave?
I'm not going to say I would never do it. I'm not going to say I've never been a total dick. But that's not the point. The point is that Pete does do that, but Pete makes fun of himself too, and he's harsh on himself. He's not punching down when he makes fun of his own dad's death or people trying to bang his mom or anything, or his dick having flakes on. You know what I mean? He makes fun of very, very personal things. So it's not like he sits there like
a coat of armor. He has a coat of armor.
I'm just telling you, dude, that's why punching down is not relevant.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But what I'm saying is that Stengel has no recourse. What can he do? He just has to be his whipping boy.
No,
he can make fun of them back.
No, we would have moved on.
He can't. Pete's a young, up and coming, cute, full of talent. I agree. He's absolutely hilarious.
All right, well,
it is funny, but there's nothing in there that makes you think that Pete is being plain mean. Like there's no. It blows my mind that doesn't factor in at all.
That's just what he likes. He's just teasing him. I know what you're saying. Is he harsher on Justin? But I don't think he realizes that it's affecting Justin for real.
Yeah, Jimmy's absolutely right. Because it became the bit for him to come in and beat up Justin a little bit.
That's why I started laughing right off the bat.
He grew up listening to this show.
And then what ends up happening is we move on to other things, and that sort of in a weird way makes it okay. And then we're done with that, and then we move on to the next thing. Not saying it's right, but that's sort of been the philosophy over the years.
He grew up listening to the show, he said, and just the way people brutalize each other in here, when you listen to that for years on end, and then you come in and you're brutalizing someone, it's not a fucking foreigner, mean-feeling thing.
But that's not how Stengel feels.
No,
I know, but I'm talking about why Pete probably does what he does.
And that's okay, I guess.
Yes, it is.
I couldn't wait to come down here for the first time years ago, and I knew coming in, I'm like, I'm about to get my ass chewed out for something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know how this show goes, and I was really excited about it. 'Cause it's what you do.
Sometimes before you come in, you got to say, come on, guys, don't break my stones.
We do a little prayer circle outside on some mornings and talk about what's on base and off base.
Let's see. No one likes to have their manhood challenged. Jordan in Jersey. Pete was bullying the Stengels yesterday.
I'll stop with the term bullying, for fucking Christ's sake.
Mike on Long Island. Everyone's being gay today. Yesterday was so funny.
Yeah, I don't think we're being gay. We're just talking about it.
There was definitely laughs to be had yesterday, but I'm kind of fucking bummed out today.
That's what I'm saying. We can't have a realistic, true conversation about the good and bad parts of yesterday without being called wussies now for, just talking about our feelings and being honest.
Yeah, I'm bummed out that they're not here today.
No, they're good guys. Right.
Out they're probably done. Most likely they're done. That sucks. I'm not happy about that.
Right. And there's no way you're being insincere.
Should we break for
Yeah, we got to break. Then we got Eliza Schlesinger is coming in. She's got a new project to promote. We got Dick Cavett next week.
Yeah.
Very cool. We got that done.
Dick Cavett's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorw?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great. He's wonderful.
And then we got Sacha Baron Cohen little later today.
Separation Anxiety. It's tonight 9 o'clock on TBS. Oh, I didn't know she had a new show.
Yeah.
Good for her. And May 5th through 7th. She's a funny comic. She's here headlining Caroline's.
Okay. And,
it's a game show. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Separation Anxiety.
Jimmy's going to Indianapolis this weekend, right?
Yes, and somebody was tweeting me that there are tickets available in Cleveland. I've been saying it's sold out, so they might have released holds, which happens sometimes like a week of a show. They have comps or they have like stuff that or artist holds.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to use. I might use 5 of my fucking 20 comps, so some of them will be for sale.
So they're still
just try
a few tickets for the Hard Rock in Cleveland for what would that be? Friday?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
Saturday, Grand Michigan. Grand Michigan.
And Thursday night, Indianapolis, the Egyptian Room. We will be back.
Bringing in Eliza here.
Yes, Eliza Shlesinger outside the studio.
Apologies for making you.
Hi, Eliza.
Never again. Hi.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
We had a lot of.
No more of the serial killer? I had so many.
That was her favorite game, the Falcone game.
Yeah.
That's what she's bringing up, I believe.
Yeah.
We loved playing that, didn't we?
Dennis is still here.
Dennis is still here.
Oh, okay. That's what I want.
Jimmy's never been part of that.
Really?
We've done it like 3 times.
It's the only way to go.
It was a great bit.
What was the bit?
He would say...
We would feed lines to Eric Stengel about how awful Dennis Falcone is, and Eric had
and he would say
a basic Dennis Falcone impression, and then he would read them.
Oh, yeah,
the claw marks on the basement look like art.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Good morning.
And with that, we say good morning to Eliza. Separation Anxiety, congratulations. The promo on YouTube alone has 630,000 views.
Oh, that's great.
That's okay.
No, it's not.
That's awesome.
No, are you kidding me? That's great.
Just for a promo, yeah.
For a promo and a new show, they're watching it.
I'm excited. I've been pushing it very hard.
Well, tell us about the show. It premieres tonight at 9 on TBS.
I thought it was 10. It says 9.
Oh shit!
I've been telling people 10.
9. Could be some. Who knows what time zone? He's saying 10.
It's 10 across the board.
Why would we think the host is wrong and our prep sheet is right? What pompous assholes we are.
No. You probably got the prep sheet from someone legitimate, and I'm like, I don't know. I just wanted to.
It says 9 on my sheet. I will change that to 10 p.m.
It says 9, but I'll bet you that's
10
central.
p.m. on TBS.
While you're driving right now, take out your phones.
That's central.
Google TBS Network.
Yeah.
It's a show, basically, when they asked me to do it, I was like, oh, no. And then they were like, but it's a game show. I was like, absolutely not. And then they were like, look, you can do whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want, which is a mistake in hindsight. Too many crop tops. And
that's a nice little top you
got. That's a
on.
Bodysuit. I'm okay with that one.
That was nice.
So basically, I did my own hair. Basically, for that day, I was like, no one touch me. We're doing side braids. It's a show we tell people that they're signing up for an internet game show.
Okay.
And if you say to the average person, come play this internet game show, you can win $2,500. We'll fly you to Atlanta. We'll put you up. Most people would do that. That's kind of a fun thing. When you get to the studio, we have you in a green room. The whole thing's on candid camera, so everyone's watching you. You don't know that. And we separate you. We say, Opie, I know that you thought we were going to play the show for $2,500. We're actually going to have you and Jim play separately, because it can be any relationship. It could be best friends. It can be brothers and sisters. It could be husband and wife. It doesn't matter. So
what about, I don't know, a guy and a tranny?
A guy and if it's his tranny and they have a strong relationship.
Absolutely.
You come up with someone that you're very close to.
Right.
And we say to you, Opie, you're going to actually come hang out in the green room. Jim, you're going to play the game first by yourself. So you're sitting there like, okay, I'll play by myself. And then we take you to a green room, Opie, and we have you on a camera the whole time. And you open the door and the lights come up and I'm standing on a stage with 100 people. And I say, Opie, welcome to Separation Anxiety. You're actually playing for $250,000. Jim has no idea. He still thinks you guys are playing for $2,500. You're the one controlling the questions he gets asked.
Wow.
So every question that Jim answers, he thinks is, is actually worth 100 times more.
Yeah.
Than he thinks it is. And so he's like, okay, I'll play for $1,000. Let's keep playing. And you're in there like, $100,000. That's why the girl in the promo with the long hair is freaking out, because you have no idea.
I like that.
That's a great idea.
I like the idea.
Cool. Yeah.
They said that to me and I was like, oh, that's different.
I like the idea, because you're sitting there like, it's $2,500. What the hell? I'll let it all ride.
That, I'm like, that's not a lot of money. $2,500.
I'll let it ride.
And you can stop the game. So your partner's on the other side freaking out. Especially at the beginning, we get out of you what you need the money for.
Yeah.
You're like, we need it, for medicine or a new house. And you're like, just this 20, keep playing.
Oh,
if you get one question wrong, the whole game is over. You don't get a...
And then they know that they have lost after they probably tell them at the end.
Do you guys talk to them afterwards?
There's a soundproof door that comes up. and Jim, you would see that there's a whole stage there. And you're like, what's going on? And then I take your hand and we saunter over and I say, your Opie here has actually been playing for $250,000 the whole time. Here, you got that last question wrong. We make sure people leave with something. This is not a show where people just like eat shit.
I was going to say there's no levels though.
Yeah. There's prizes
a rifle
you can win.
from the Eagles house. I should have the name.
Prizes.
Can I be the buzzkill?
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea.
But I know what you're going to say.
Once they catch on.
Yeah. So that's a quality problem.
So
I've been trained to say this.
Well, did you guys just film a ton of episodes, or like how would you get a second season out of this?
Well,
especially if the show's successful.
If the show is so successful that everyone has seen it, then that's cool.
Right.
But there's always people who don't watch TV, who live under rocks, the elderly, whatever. And so
the elderly.
But also the trick is just to get you into that crappy game show. Into that hosted by Adam Ray, who's a comedian who's playing he's on the crappy internet game show. So the trick is just to get people into that stage.
Yeah.
As long as you think you're on a game show, like a crappier one, we could maybe the next season we'll say it's on TV. As long as you don't realize.
Oh yeah, you just
as long
mix
as
it up
one
a
of you
little
is
bit.
fooled. It doesn't matter if you get on the big stage and you're like, oh, I've seen the show. It doesn't matter if you know,
Right.
as long as you know you're playing for a lot.
And they can also get you into a different set. Yeah, like
A
you
different
said,
environment.
setting.
Yeah.
And we did, for every episode, we changed the name of the crappy game show. So, like, 1 week it's Who, What, When, Where, Wi-Fi.
Right.
Like, there's all these, like, dumb names. 'cause
Okay,
it's supposed
cool.
to look like a Wayne's World kind of game
I'm
show.
glad you guys have thought about that for the future.
We kind of did.
Because there was that show. I forgot the name of it.
Family Feud.
Me and Sam loved the damn show. The fake what?
The Joe Schmo.
Oh, thank you.
Show.
Joe Schmo show, which
which
was amazing.
Yes.
Who
From K-Rock. Right?
K-Rock. Kristen Wiig was on
I'm thinking
this
of a
show
different
before
show.
she was,
Maybe I'm thinking of
extremely
Joe Blow.
famous. But the Joe Schmo show was pretty much a real world where one guy was the only one that didn't know. Everyone else was in on the gag. They were all fake. It was an amazing show, but the problem was they couldn't do a second season because the first season was so
Ralph
big.
Garman. Ralph Garman. That's it. I just said on my podcast. I was blanking. Sorry.
You're right about saying K-Rock. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
When you said K-Rock,
What,
I'm
an
like,
LA radio reference doesn't resonate
No,
that
I know
soundly
Ralph
here?
Garman. Of course I know Ralph, and I should have known when you said K-Rock.
I should have known.
And Kristen Wiig was on this show, and but they couldn't do a second season because the show was so popular at the time that everyone knew.
It's a quality problem.
But it seems like you guys got it figured out.
How many of these
get
you
a little
shoot?
spin.
So you do pods. So you don't do a whole episode because if the first couple comes on that day and they crap the bed on the second question, like that can't be your episode. So we would shoot pods of people. So I think we shot like 14 episodes fully.
That's about right. Yeah.
Something like that. And then we have some extra ones just in case everyone loves it. We'll air some more.
Was it fun?
It was fun. It was fun that they said you can do whatever you want. I think especially as a comedian, having someone be like, look, we know it's a game show, but you get to be funny. You get to bring your dog. And so she was on stage the whole time.
Blanche?
That's functional,
Blanche
right?
is on set, really?
She's on set, and she kind of waddles throughout the room, just gets up,
The dog name is Blanche?
Yeah.
Where's Blanche? You didn't bring her to New York?
I say this every time. For a station named after a dog constellation, you guys are oddly intolerant of dogs.
I love dogs. I
Not
just think you should have one named Stanley. Go ahead, a little streetcar humor. Go right back.
She's in the car.
Freaking Jenny Hudd walked in here with a dog the other day. They let the dogs
I
in.
snuck her in, but once they know she's here, they get upset. So I just left her
There's
in.
Norton with Piff the Magic Dragon's dog.
Yeah, we had a dog on
animals.
Thursday show or Friday show, whatever day that was.
She's in the car with the driver,
Friday.
positive I'll never come back,
Yeah.
crying herself to sleep.
What kind of dog is it?
It's half long hair dachshund, half long hair chihuahua. I'm sure if you Google Eliza and Blanche,
You've seen her dog.
You've seen Blanche.
everyone's seen
Eliza
this dog.
goes everywhere with the damn
I love
thing.
Blanche.
I mean, the
There
nice,
she is.
the wonderful,
Whatever.
little
There
creature.
I'm at Sirius with the dog.
See?
Sometimes we don't wear makeup to morning radio. Look like a boy. Anyways,
No, you.
So you shot in Atlanta.
we shot in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's where TBS is based.
Right.
Yeah.
How was
Turner
it?
Broadcast.
How was Atlanta?
It was Atlanta.
You don't
It's
like
great.
Atlanta?
No, I did actually, and the Atlanta comedy
kinda nice.
community was very welcoming. I got to do guest sets
Okay.
everywhere. It's great. Atlanta's actually quite lovely.
Where is there in Atlanta to do gigs? Because the Punchline closed.
I did some at the Laughing Skull. There's also the Atlanta Improv in Buckhead, and then you just there's like smaller rooms. You could just go up if you want to work something out. So we did that.
It's just like New York down here.
Where were you staying? Downtown somewhere?
I don't remember.
Not downtown.
At the Four
They didn't put her down.
I was going to say that.
They wouldn't put a blonde-haired.
Yeah, they would.
No, they downtown.
I mean, no, I don't think
downtown has changed.
Yeah. The only downtown that's ever okay is New York. Everything else, like downtown Dallas, growing up, where I was like, no one went there. It's just buildings for financial institutions.
Downtown Cleveland is downright scary.
Woof! I bought a gold chain there my first visit.
Wow,
I was like,
you're
I must.
brave.
And I took a cab to East 99 in St. Clair because I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, and that's where they're.
Bone Thugs and Benny Bones. Yeah, that's a nice reference. Good Lord, that's like 90-something, 93 or shit.
Was that a scary area when you went?
I didn't know any better, so I'm assuming it was.
Yeah.
But I took the picture and I got back in the car.
And then everyone's like, you got to just get outside Cleveland, and then you really see how
Squirrel
nice this place
Hill.
is. But I mean,
Cleveland's cool.
But parts of downtown, they're bringing it back.
Yeah,
some restaurants and some fancy.
Why a gold chain though? That I have to know. And did it have like blooded fucking hair and skin in it?
I want the bloody hairy one.
Ripped off someone's neck?
They got a mall, like that's their thing. So I just walked around the mall. I think I was like 25, and I was like, I'll just wander around Cleveland. And I remember it was the Cleveland Improv. It was one of my first gigs after Last Comic Standing. And I walked in, and it was sold out. And I walked in, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it was all, like, old black people.
Yeah,
and
it's a black club, pretty much.
I was like, wow, I really resonate with that because I came up, like, playing for black comics, and then they were like, no, we papered the room. These tickets were free. It has nothing to do with you. And I was like, well, here goes 45 minutes.
How was the show?
It was fine.
Yeah, I love it. I don't
have a scarring memory, so it must have been fine.
Yeah. I go every year, and the first time you walk into that, it is completely weird because every show is jammed to the balls to the wall, and if there's 400 people there, 395 of them are black or older.
So proud of myself, and this time it'll be different. But I was so proud of myself that time. I was like, wow, I've really done something with my life. Yeah.
There's nothing worse than when you think they're all there to see you and the room has been papered.
Yep,
There's nothing worse.
Wow, that's pretty good for a Thursday.
That's what I know. I was exactly like her the first time it happened to me. I'm like, oh man, they remembered me.
So
No,
proud.
they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
When do you guys realize if they don't tell you ahead of time when you're on that stage and you go, oh fuck, okay?
Usually doesn't take long.
They papered this.
It doesn't take long.
When there's a tepid applause when you walk up and it's just like, okay.
You ready for your headliner? We guess.
Oh,
sure.
okay. Oh,
I mean, obviously it hasn't happened in a while, but even now, even if it's sold out and they're like, yeah, we had, X amount of giveaways through whatever, I'm always nervous for those like 15, and I'm like, are they going to be jerks? Are they going to just sit at me and not know who I am? Don't give those away. Like at a casino. I just did a casino with 700 people, and it turned out they were all fans, which I was shocked because it was like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you go there, they're like, yeah, we did, 80 tickets to our high rollers. I'm like, oh God, who are these monsters going to be?
But a lot of those high rollers end up not showing up. I've heard all you guys bitch about
That's
the
what
empty
Jim
seats,
just said. That
the
they
empty seats in the front of a casino show.
Sure.
Because the high rollers got the tickets, but then they're like, I don't give a fuck about this, and they throw them out.
Casino show is guaranteed money. They don't want you to do that much time, and then you get to eat a steak dinner.
I know.
Right. Like, what's there to complain about?
They do not want you to go over because they want them back out gambling. So if they're never going to go away, you went 5 under at a casino ever.
They'll be happy.
Like, do a half hour. Here's some vouchers for a frozen lobster.
So why do they do it at all? Just, I guess,
gets people in the casino gamblers.
Just to get people to take a little bit of a break, but not too much of a break.
Or it gets them into the casino. People might not have been in the casino before.
And on your way out, you're like, oh, I'll just throw away a mortgage payment on this weird game of chance.
Sure. And half the times the performers give the money back. It's like, you try Johnny Fontaine, you get some of your Hollywood entertainment to be a big part of helping the casino.
Sure, yeah.
That's why they do it. If you get Taylor Swift or somebody there, you get fucking 17,000 people filing in.
Floating in, yeah.
But they're not gambling.
Yeah,
a lot of them are.
Taylor
Swift are.
Sure. Just
Taylor
do one.
Swift fans.
And you buy stuff in the gift shop, and you buy food, and you buy drinks.
Well, they're spending money.
Stay in the hotel.
Just get them in there. Just get them in.
And let them spend their little
I spent $40 on green juice at Pete's Coffee alone.
Damn.
Just saying.
I've seen them stand in line to wait till somebody got up to go away from a goddamn slot machine. And some of those smaller, obscure ones,
they have their pick.
Every machine is completely filled, and then there's just people queued up right behind them, 3 or 4. Just
I've never
there,
seen that though.
Because they think it's like a lucky one
or whatever, and or there's just so many people in the building they don't have enough gambling to accommodate them all. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon or something, you'll just stand there in line and wait on the person to get up and leave so you can take your turn.
People wait online to play a slot machine.
Yes, I
sure.
That's what I've learned today. I just thought there was plenty, and if you need to play a slot machine,
but they get one winner.
Something open.
It was one. I was one of the
Unless
Ron
it's
White.
one of the special, Wheel of Fortune slot machines.
Well, that's what she's saying too. There's also that, but it was at one of the Ron White dates, and it's literally if the casino could have 2,000 gamblers in there, they loved having Ron at the casino every year because 3,000 people would show up and be milling around the property, and the tour manager pointed out to me, he goes, "You ever seen anybody line up for a slot machine?" I'm like, "Fuck no," and he goes, "Look right there, right there, right there, right there."
Some of them, some of the casinos, like you go to a nice one, obviously playing MGM. I happen to play a nice one in Northern California recently, but I've definitely, like earlier in my career, played casinos where it was like there was no alcohol. It was only soda. So this girl's walking around like, "You want free soda?" I'm like, "I'll take 12. No problem." And there's only soda. And then because it's a lot of times it's the only entertainment within miles. So people are coming in there just drifting in, missing a foot. They've got their groceries. Like it's a thing on the way home. I'll just play some slots. Like it's like the DMV and an ER waiting room came together with legal gambling. And it's the sad people on motorized wheelchairs. It's the saddest thing. People with oxygen, bags. Hooked up to them. Yeah, just sitting there pissing away their government checks. Because it's the only thing to do. And then you're like, "How's everybody doing tonight?"
Hey, everybody!
We're at the Green Corn Casino.
Yeah, those can be a little. Thank you. Those can be a little bit rough. Those smaller places,
right?
The smaller casinos. Yeah, the big ones. If you play in Vegas or the Borgata in Atlantic City, it's a little bit better,
a little classier.
Yeah. I mean,
you fly into a cornfield. Do your gig.
I was at one in New Mexico, and there were both Native American casinos, and I learned for the first time that this group over here hated this group, that they were racist against each other, and yet they were both Native. And I'm there doing the gig, and just the guy offset, I'm like, "So, do you guys, is this one nicer than the one up the hill?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't even go up there." And he went into the whole, like, racist Native American. I'm like, "I didn't know you guys hated each other." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, we all hate each other."
But they all hate you.
They bonded on chasing you out of town.
It's great.
Shouldn't they stick together?
That's what I thought. It was completely unusual.
I would think they would be the ones that would stick together.
But they were very condescending and shitty and talking about, like, for just example, they're like, "We're Cherokee, we're not white trash like those damn Sioux." They were really name calling the other tribe. And they share the same town with. There's only 2 casinos in Ruidoso, New Mexico.
I've been there for skiing. That's hilarious. When I was it was just so white. And when I was a kid, we went skiing in Ruidoso. I've never heard anyone else say the name. That's hilarious. Wow. Well, sometimes like the one I did recently, there was like you see 3 words you don't recognize, and you're like, "What? It's not Spanish," and you're like, "Those are the tribes that have come together because." And some of them are more famous, like you said, like Sioux. Like that's a big tribe, but then you've got ones like the Puqua, and you're like, I just made that. But you come and it's like there's 12 people in the tribe, and so they've got to band together because 12 people. You can get enough for a minion, but not enough.
Could you start your own tribe? Let's start our own Indian tribe.
I don't think they're going to like that.
No?
You have to have some
That'd
of
be
that
fun.
That does explain why there's 2 casinos, though. Like in Connecticut, you have Foxwoods and you have Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Mohegan Sun's bigger. I was just there.
We need some
is that bigger than
Indians
Foxwoods?
I think it is.
Foxwoods is massive.
Foxwoods is. I have no idea, but they're both pretty massive.
They're both
great places.
I've been to Foxwoods 4 times, and I haven't seen the majority of it. Why would I?
We need some Indians to call and explain some.
Is
of
anybody
stuff.
Native American?
We might.
And then
have a couple
even it's so
out
weird
there.
because there's so much white guilt. Even if your family wasn't here at the time, then you meet like the tribe leader who comes up after, and you all of a sudden just get very humble. You're like, "Thank you," and you start talking like them, like, "Thank you so much for having me. This has been great."
Yeah.
Okay. And like you're not sure. It's a culture that you never run into, and you're like, "I think you hate me."
No. I point at my white skin. I say, "We really fixed this place up, didn't we?" Meaning America.
We cleaned this mess up.
No thanks to you.
Who needs those pesky buffaloes?
Pesky buffalo like the flies.
They got to be fucking pissed off at us.
Probably.
What else about the show? I want to make sure we properly sell this damn thing for Eliza. Separation anxiety.
Every Tuesday,
hopefully every Tuesday at 10 p.m. We pushed the dickens out of it yesterday. We did every outlet possible. Yeah, it's just a really fun, and it's funny. It's not like hosty funny. Like there's no cue cards. I was like, if I'm going to do
You're
this.
proud of the jokes you were able to get in.
Yeah.
Good.
I was. And I mean, hopefully I haven't seen, they wouldn't let me see any of the episodes because they knew I would get angry no matter what.
Oh.
But I've heard
why would you get angry? Just something that was maybe they edited out a line or two.
The editing, the angles, the makeup, the lighting. It's never in my mind. I look like Giselle, and then anything that alters from that in reality, I'm like, how could you and why? So it's.
Are you difficult?
No, I'm actually not difficult to work with. I'm difficult to look at later. Like, I get very upset at the footage later. But you know this, editors aren't funny. They're not trained comedians. They're not funny. Not that we're trained. They're not funny people. So you give them all this comedy, and then they'll go through with the scalpel, and they'll be like, well, there's a punchline there. Let's get rid of that. Let's just make sure she keeps the setups.
Nothing more miserable.
And so you have no control over that.
And they're also editing for time, too, so they don't give a fuck.
Totally. So this, I believe, is funny.
They might take out a long joke that's a lot funnier, but, you know.
Yeah.
They got to fit it in.
The worst is when editors don't know comedy and they will cut jokes. Like, it's like, do you not see that that's leading somewhere?
Do
like,
you not see that?
What the fuck are you doing?
I did a special. Who I did it for will go unnamed.
Yes.
I did the special, and I'm watching it from home, and I'm like, where are the punchlines? Like, they're just just chopping them out because it's for time. I'm
going to guess who you did it for. I won't say it.
No.
Ah, okay. I was
she's writing back, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I mean, obviously. But I remember when I hosted...
Jimmy goes, of course. So why wasn't that your first guess?
Because it just didn't... I had an experience, but that doesn't surprise me.
With the second one, you're in control because it's yours.
I was, but yeah, I've heard people who weren't and they got butchered.
Especially if you're young. So here's some advice to young comics. If anybody asks you to do a special... If anybody says you're going to do a half-hour special, give them exactly 22 minutes.
I tell everybody that. Yeah.
If you go over, they'll be like, well, let's just cut out the beginning of that setup so you're just yelling orange for no reason.
Or if you say, I would like, even when I did HBO, they own it, but they let me edit.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your edits aren't stupid.
Right.
But like a lot of comics don't want to do it. I got my fucking time codes.
Yeah.
And I watched both shows, a minute here, boom, boom, and I emailed them what I wanted, and they honored all of it. They actually asked me to take something out that I didn't want to.
Because if you don't, they will make sure. Everybody always makes sure to use the worst image, the worst cut. I'll do a red carpet and then I'll look at the Getty images and the only picture they'll use is me like squaring my hips to the camera with like my mouth half open.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the one. It's almost like people go out of their way.
Like you have smoke in your eye. It's like, really, I know you took 100 of these.
I know you took 100 of these.
What are you doing to me?
That's the frustrating part about creating anything that's when it's collaborative. Because especially as stand-ups, we're so used to like, these are my jokes, I'll do them my way, it's live, it's done. And anything else, it's like someone weighing in like, well, I've got a thought.
Yeah. What about this one? You have a good take, and it's legitimately good or funny, and they go, "Oh, that was great," but let's do one for a safety.
Here's how you get around that.
Let's do one for a safety, and then they always use the safety
because they want theirs. I hosted a dating show. And the first couple episodes, I remember this, they showed them to me, and they cut out all the jokes that I had. And we had the editor fired. Because I was like, why are you doing this? What's the point?
What was that for?
I hosted a show called Excused. It was a dating show. And it was funny, and the guy cut out all of them, so we fired that editor, because our director was cool. But anytime they would make me do one for safety, I'd be like, you already got a funny take, and I made that joke up, and it's good. They're like, let's do one for safety. So I would. So I'd be like, coming up next, fuck! I'd be like, there's your safety.
Yeah, good for you.
Safety
I said it.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what you do? If they say they want one for I just lost my thought.
For safety?
For safety, yeah, I just totally lost
safety
my
or
thought.
whatever.
We were talking about strategies, because I was saying I would yell fuck or something else.
Yeah, that was one of my moves, too. Yeah,
so they couldn't use it.
Deliberately butcher the safety.
Especially because as a comic, I'm like, I know that you're hiring me for a reason. I know this is the funnier line.
I had one recently where I was doing it was for True TV, and when you do a little intro before you walk out into camera, and so I was saying, I hope this goes well. I'm going to hang myself, and you know, it was a comedy show,
as you do.
Yes, and they laugh, and they're like, "All right, one more." I'm like, "All right," I did it again, and they're like, I heard him in the mic go, I asked him not to say hang himself. And I said, all right. So I said,
I love you.
I said I won't do it. They're like, we got to have one more for safety. They did the same thing.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, and if it doesn't go well, I'm going to blow my brains out. Like, fine. And they just got
give them the lesser of two evils.
Or give them something worse.
Sure.
You know, but they do that safety, and I learned that from Colin because I was on Tough Crowd in 2002. Or might have even been the first one we did for NBC with like one for safety. He goes, what do you think? I just got in the fucking business? I know what that means. And I'm like, wow. From that point on, I'm like, always be aware when they're saying safety, they're full of shit.
I had a director one time, we were doing promos for something, and he kept, if you've ever seen my comedy, of course I'll talk about personal things. I really don't do anything raunchy. You'll never hear me be like, so I'm gobbling on a cock.
You just did.
Except for now. There's your...
you might hear me say that.
But he kept... I think also as a director, you should know your brand and know the comic you're working with. Like, you say I'm going to hang myself. I'd be like, that's Jim Norton. That's fucking hilarious. Let him do it. And he kept trying to lead me into a joke about a blowjob. And I'm seeing him behind camera going, do this. like just like make a, and I just kept, are you drinking a can of soda? Like I did everything in my power to make it hard for him.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do your cock joke. Let it go.
Right.
Fucking day rate for hire. Let it go.
Yeah, that's the worst when they're trying to lead you in. What do you want us to lead you into? Ugh.
Oh, that too. Like for morning radio.
Wall.
Oh, God.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
Oh, God,
you
no.
talk. I promise I'll make it funny.
Yeah, we'll just chat.
Lead me into a wall.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, when me and Anthony went to Boston, we hated comedians because that's exactly what they did. And then we came down to New York and we were like, oh, you're in New York. You got to have a few comics on the show. And then, Jimmy opened the door for everybody because these guys would come in and just be funny.
Just
like,
talk.
if you're a comedian, I would assume you could just be funny in a room.
One would assume.
But a lot of these guys would want setups, or if you try to just talk about the basic, let's say Donald Trump, all of a sudden they're talking about some airplane bit. I'm like, well, how did we get there? We're talking about Trump.
Those Bob and Tom guys on terrestrial out in the Midwest forever. Sure. They did that. So that was their format.
What do you mean they did?
For 30, when you do their show,
you do bits.
You have to write it down, and they give them a piece of paper. They will not let you go off script. They don't want that.
See, I would never be able to do that. But Bob and Tom are successful, so it must have worked on some level.
They were able to fund some tours and put some asses in seats, and it always worked.
How many George Bush jokes can you squeeze into an hour of comedy?
Damn, I hated it. I did it for several years and made some good money. And then one morning I went in there and I went, can't we just do this? Basically what we're doing. And they're like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah, because probably before the mics went on, you're having a good time laughing and stuff. I just assume you could have a conversation, but when the conversation goes to a bit that has nothing, I'm like, what are we doing?
But you're not terrible, and these people are like normally morning radio. They're all failed stand-up comedians, all of them. They're all failed stand-up.
I'm not terrible.
You're not terrible.
All right, I'll go home with
They're
that.
all failed stand-up comics,
Yeah.
and they come into work. They hate that you're there. They hate that you get to go to bed in an hour. They hate that you're promoting a show that they couldn't do. And they make you pay for it. Not always, but for the most part.
It really is too bad.
The majority of them, I haven't felt a whole lot of aggression, but again, maybe because I'm doing radio too. No, just because it's radio and they know I do the same thing. But, you will. I've felt a little bit. There was one guy, he was really a kind of a
favorite topic.
Cocksucker. Please, all day I can fucking...
Would you like this?
Oh, I mean, that's just, I hate it. I hate morning radio.
The guy
This is not that.
No, I understand. The guy who was a cocksucker.
I don't believe it is either.
He would play like clown music when you went on.
Oh, God.
And I mentioned I once, and Louis knew who he was. He's obviously doesn't have a gig now, but he was just like a real passive aggressive. I think his producer was a fan or something, so it didn't go that badly when I was in with him. But you could see that he was one of these guys, like a little fucking nothing, who was mad and was going to try to dominate. And if he couldn't dominate, it was going to be passive aggressive.
And he starts with clown music as you're going
come
through the door?
But I addressed it. But I addressed it. Yeah.
What did you say about it?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
It's been at least 10 years.
Oh.
On my last Bob and Tom, they said that's it. They always had food, so I was saying it's always really good.
I
food.
like that now.
So I'm somewhere smelling all the good food and about to eat something, and one of the guys comes in and he goes, "So, where's your list?" And because I was just sitting there in the green room, just agonizingly going, Cheerios, snowmen,
airplanes, airplane food,
always airplanes.
Just something. And I was about it. They wanted, and it would be a specific number. It's like they wanted you to write down 5 or 6, and then have a couple for backup. So I'm about third or fourth on the list, and he drifted in the room. He's like, "How about the food?" And I'm like, "How about I don't really fucking want to do this anymore?
How about you give me the food and die?"
Yeah, and I go, "Can I just go in there and talk?" And he goes, No, you can't. I go, "So if I don't give you this list, I came down here for nothing." And he went, "Yep, yeah, you did." And so that was the last time I did it. I poured me a big old bowl of chowder. And
chowder? Who doesn't want chowder at 6 a.m.?
Exactly. What a horrible morning decision.
Chowder in the Midwest. What river are we getting these clams from? River chowder.
The Indianapolis River, known for its clams.
Yeah.
We got them from Flint, Michigan.
They're actually just cadaver labia.
Oh my God.
And that's good. And that's not cream in the chowder. That's the actual water.
The worst is when they give you the list and you forget what you said.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
So I give you a list. Like, someone emails me, they're like, "What do you want to talk about?" So you give them a list or whatever, and then you're sitting there like, "So I heard you have you love cinnamon," and you're like, "Yeah, it's fine." And like you just have no idea what they were leading you into.
Yeah.
Like not all my bits are at my fingertips
right.
from 10 years of comedy. Or they'll pull a bit from like 3 specials ago. Just like no idea.
When they do that, they start asking you questions. So you did this, and you're like, I fucking talked about that in 2009. Like I haven't done that joke in years.
And I'm a huge fan of your specials. You're like, no.
Yeah, and then they lead you into one from 87. Right.
I got to defend that a little bit because we'll have guests come in, and it's the first time we're ever talking to them, so we'll ask them about some old shit. It's sort of the same, right? And
but expecting someone to do the joke is different.
Okay, but some of them look at us. Some of us look at us like I've talked about that, and we will always say, "But you've never talked about that with us."
No, they want you to do the joke. That's different. When they want you to do a joke, when they want you to,
that's totally different.
So Monster Rain, and like,
right. So Pinterest, I'm like, I just don't do that joke anymore.
Okay, I got you.
I also think there's a difference between asking Sylvester Stallone about Rocky versus someone. At least to me, I'll get a lot of times like, you won last Comic Sans. Congratulations. I'm like, it was 2008. Please don't make it look like I asked you to ask me about that. Please don't make it look like I'm wearing like a last season, like season 6 hat, walking like, guess who's in the building.
That's a funny response, though.
Yeah, you should have said that.
You just said that's a really funny response.
Yeah, they don't take too kindly to sarcasm. It's just some woman in pancake makeup, like, okay, moving on. Valentine's Day. What will he do?
The other way we're different than all morning radios. We don't have food in here every day.
I know.
Donuts because we try. I mean, a lot of these guys love to eat all
every
morning
time.
long.
Roland the first time a couple times I was on, I made him get a cronut, and last time I had him bring in the cinnamon buns.
Yes,
when you
that was good.
The guy from the drum movie, not J.K. Rowling. Fuck.
What?
Dominique Ansel.
No, we know. I was talking about the guest.
Who was the guest?
That was Hugh Jackman.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he was fun.
J.K. Simmons, and I made sure we all had cinnamon buns.
J.K. was all right.
There's no reason.
JK.
There's no reason a show of your prestige shouldn't have sponsored food every day from a new restaurant.
If it was up to Roland, we'd have a buffet every morning.
But you have like a special
diet. Look at Paul
diet.
laughing. You know it's true.
I just eat careful.
You have a special lady diet.
Yes, I do.
We both do. We both do. We try to. I mean, if it's around, I'm going to eat it.
You got your whole orangutan snack right there. Your
banana,
2 oranges and a banana.
I did a green protein fucking juice today. Yeah, exactly.
That really is a shit instantly snack.
That's why I'm sitting like this right now.
You're holding it in.
Dump.
You've got your sphincter pinched.
Ready to go as soon as we break. So the show is called Separation Anxiety. It sounds like a great concept.
Yeah, that was pretty brilliant.
I love the fact that you got one guy answering questions for little money, and the other, but it's actually for crazy money. That alone makes it worth watching.
Crazy money. Will you at least set your DVR so somewhere it'll track as a watch?
Sure.
Oh yeah, we can
even if you don't watch it.
Yeah,
I thought Separation Anxiety. I had just a similar show to another network. I know it's not yours, where you bring somebody in with kids and you take their kids into another room. And you say, no, you have to answer some questions and we're going to hurt them.
And did it air only in Germany or did it air here? Welcome back to Munchausen's by proxy.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Germany, before you leave, we learned that Hitler was into poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the headline.
Poo sex.
Yeah.
They're calling it poo sex.
Is that? Because the other day, this thing came out that it turned out, what, he had like one testicle or he had a
micropene.
Yeah.
Who is the weirdo like keeping all these sexual records so like at like the last minute? The guy's like 98, it's his personal physician, like, before I die I'm gonna slow leak all this weird shit.
Yeah.
How are we discovering this now?
I think they're just trying to knock a good man.
Digging up dirt after all these years.
Either that or they said it was medical records that had been that weren't known,
that weren't burnt in like Nuremberg or something.
Yeah,
what
they
do you
found
mean?
somewhere, maybe in some old doctor's cabinet. Like, who knows? I don't know where they were, but
Kilgari's like, I don't understand.
It really is a good question. Yeah,
no, they were meticulous. They kept everything.
Some of the stuff was out there though. The small penis.
I had heard piss sex many years ago, but I didn't believe it.
That's everyone. Everyone likes that. What?
Piss sex? Yeah, I know I do.
There's no way the guy didn't have a small dick. No one with a huge dick would do that. No no oppressive world leader is like, I got a huge dong, I'm super sexually satisfied, yet I feel the need to ethnically cleanse.
Jimmy makes me feel guilty that I haven't done half this shit that he's done. I've never been peed on or peed on anyone.
Me either.
He makes me feel guilty that I'm not into trannies.
Well, he's adventurous. We know that about
I know,
him.
exactly.
I cringe to think what your regular missionary sex version is. Like, what's regular sex to you?
It's probably just me apologizing and her tweedling my nipples and pretending I'm anybody but who I really am.
My friend thought you were cute.
I knew.
I brought a friend in, and you said she was cute, and I gave your number, and I was like, did he ever call you? And she was like, he never called me.
Wait a minute. You never gave me her number?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, can I have it? Because I remember her.
Absolutely not. Not now.
No. I don't think you gave it to me.
100%. I'm on that shit.
Then I did text her. I remember her, and there was a reason
you
we
did.
didn't.
You texted her, and it was something boy weird, like you were like, "How do you like New York?" And she answered back, and then you never answered her or something. You did the guy thing where a girl answered like a human, and you were like, "I gotta go."
Not true. Maybe I didn't. You tell me her name off air, and I'll
want to
look.
call her right now?
Yeah, is she involved with anybody?
No.
Oh, good. Let's call it a bitch.
Let's call her. She might hang up. You want to do it?
Yeah, we can call
How do we do it?
You got.
You know what? It's 8:56 here. There's no way she's in LA.
California.
56.
You should still leave a message.
Yeah, that won't be creepy.
It'll be great. She might answer because she's a maniac.
First name there. And then I'll search my phone for it.
That's called the bitch.
Yeah.
Let's call the bitch.
Let's call the bitch.
See, and you misspelled my name grossly in several. There's her name and number.
No,
there's a text message.
Eliza, Iliza.
My last name.
Oh, okay.
You're like, who cares?
Yeah.
How did he mess it up?
Is it
Put in a
this?
C and an extra S.
Oh, okay.
There's an umlaut.
Umlaut. You got it in Munchausen by proxy. And
I got German phonetics on the brain. What? I'm good. How was the... Yeah.
No, that's her. Okay.
And look.
So we talked a little bit. Last response.
Was you.
Oh, I didn't even see that she said that. But what can I say? That's really great. And she wrote yes. And I didn't realize she had... didn't realize she responded yes.
This is literally the most attractive girl that's not spoken and been in this studio.
And you had a chance.
Now we have to call her.
You didn't answer the yes.
Let's call her and apologize.
Yes.
What does she do for a living?
She's a writer. She writes like cool stuff.
But she's still single?
She's single. Stuff. I don't know what my friend does. She writes cool
stuff.
She writes for different cool websites like music reviews, restaurants, stuff like that.
I don't know why that happened, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Listen,
she was nice. I remember.
Will you leave a message on air? You're like, I'm not going to do
that. Sure.
Call her.
Absolutely.
Call her.
Just text her number to Travis. As long as,
I don't have Travis's number. You have to text
does her machine...
No, just do it right there.
No one has a machine.
Okay, you're right. I mean, her numbers. I don't want her to give out her number on the air. Yeah, should I just leave her a message?
Yeah, leave a message.
Yeah,
She might answer. She's a bit of a maniac, so she might be up taking B12 shots. She's ready for the day.
Adriana, right?
Andriana. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it is definitely ringing. I'm here to say that this is going down.
He's got it, yeah.
We got to take a break because we got Sacha coming in a few minutes.
I know.
You want to stick around, or you got other places to go?
Just to bask in his glory for a moment.
You could stick around.
Yeah, I'll just sit here.
He likes chicks whose names start with I.
Oh, cool.
He does.
Tell his wife. Cool.
Very good.
Still ringing.
Still ringing.
Why is it still ringing? Who doesn't sleep with their phone off?
Still ringing.
Forwarded.
Here we go.
I wonder if that's still her number.
Here we go.
Let's hope so.
Otherwise.
Is it this 347?
All right. Jimmy's got the mic in front of him now. That can't hear the number. Oh.
I hear it talking.
Hi, it's Jim Norton. I know this is a really random call, but I'm on the radio with Eliza. And she was pointing out what an ass I was, that I stopped communicating with you, and I didn't realize that I had missed your last response, so I just assumed you never got back. But isn't it funny how these things happen? I was hoping you could give me a jingle. You know, maybe we can get together and go out for some lunch. Not sure if you're involved or not. I'm certainly hoping you're not. But even if you are, we could still be friends, because it's not all about sex and things like that for me. So, my microphone fell out. So basically, what's happening right now is I'm not only embarrassing myself on the answering machine, but my mic fell out, which is really
like a
very much what sex with me would be like. It would be like me thinking I'm doing well, and you just kind of frowning and looking at the clock. All right, so if you want to give me a call, my number should show up. You probably have me filed under limp and humiliated, which is perfect. But I hope all is well. And you were delightful to talk to. All right, take care.
I love you.
Godspeed. Eliza loves you.
How do you say it?
No, I can't say I love you yet. It's too creepy and weird. Wouldn't that be a creepy way?
No
all
way.
right,
Say
all right,
it.
love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, your mic fell apart during the whole thing.
Yeah, the mic
That was so sad.
The whole thing was very sad.
I should have been a better technician.
We got to take a break because Sasha's going to be in here very soon.
All right.
Eliza Shlesinger might be sticking around. I hope she does. You got a lot of press to do today?
A lot of press. But maybe I'll sit for a little bit.
Okay.
If not, this was great. And
Well, that's why I want to make sure we get the plug out. Separation anxiety. At least give it a shot. It sounds like it's a good.
That's the
show.
slogan. At least give it a shot.
But you never know. Right?
You never know.
At least give it it one shot because you're right. Game show, I'm thinking,
Totally.
But you said it perfectly. You got to do your own thing. You got your jokes in. You got the dog
crop
there.
top. Wearing a crop top.
And the concept is a little better than it's a lot better actually than most of the game shows out there.
It's better than what's out there.
Well, I mean,
no, these are my slogans.
Okay,
the PR guy's giving me the thumbs up.
Okay.
Separation anxiety. Why the fuck not?
All right, there you go.
That's a good one.
How about this? If you like her on the show, at least check it out.
Yeah. At least check it out.
Let's go with at least check it out.
TBS. At least check it out.
At least check it out.
Please, we spent $1 billion rebranding. At least check it out.
And her jokes are in there, and she's very, very funny.
At least glide by our channel
yes.
on the way to logo.
Separation Anxiety premieres tonight at 10 on TBS, and it's Iliza on Twitter.
Yeah.
She might be back with us. If not, we definitely got Sacha Baron Cohen coming in, so stay there. And Vic Henley.
This one doesn't work.
And Eliza Shlesinger.
And Eliza Shlesinger.
I'm still here.
Your headphones don't work? There you go.
Just wanted to get a look at.
Sasha's going to be here
this one doesn't work.
In a couple minutes. He's finishing up on Howard, I believe. I got to say hi to Howard once again this morning.
How was that?
I'm glad you guys are getting along.
And, well, he gives a very dirty look, but I'm working on it.
Oh, you just passed him in the hall
I
or
say good morning
something?
every morning now.
Oh, you see him, you know where
well,
nice.
Because he changed his hours, so now we literally cross in the hallway very awkwardly. So
I should acknowledge you.
Instead of making it awkward, I just say, good morning.
Yeah, hey, buddy.
And then it's not returned.
He stares at the floor.
I'm going to say good morning every time.
I would.
Why not?
Kill with kindness, baby.
I finally realized we work for the same company.
For like 20 years, the same company.
Well, yeah,
correct. Yeah.
Your office mates.
Look, I made some mistakes along the way.
Every time you pass and be like, you going to the office Christmas party?
Yeah, right.
Did you see the chore wheel in the break room?
I need a new approach.
Tell him you're not going to believe this, but I got you in Secret Santa this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I need to try something because the good morning's not working yet.
Radio, huh?
I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I just want to say good morning. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Erin Andrews, $55 million in suit over the nude video through the peephole.
It is nice that scumbag who took that video for the rest of his life, his shitty wages will be garnished or whatever they call it, garnered, whatever the word is.
Garnished. They're going to put a little piece of candle next to it. But he
little parsley.
Has to pay like 28 of it. Which is just a joke because the rest of his life, at the peak career performance, he'll gross $100,000.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the money's coming from the hotel, right?
Yeah. But 51% comes from him.
Oh, that's what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay.
It can't. No matter, you have to be garnishing something else because there's no way he's making that much. So it's just a gesture.
So she'll never get the whole 55.
No.
Well, they're going to appeal. For sure. I was watching a thing on it yesterday. They're going to appeal because we were talking about this. There are people that are sitting in, this is what the criminal defense attorney was saying. There are people sitting in prison wrongfully accused who don't get $55 million. So, and obviously it's the point, it's the principle behind it, not the money. But, and I watched her testimony. She was like, every time I walk into a hotel, I'm paranoid and I look under the phones and I look in the peepholes. Like imagine going through that every single time.
Yeah.
The rest of your life is fucked.
And she travels for a living. So it's not like she only takes 2 trips a year. She takes 40 trips a year. She's been in a lot of
hotels since this incident.
I remember that happened, and so now whenever I'm in a hotel room, I walk around with everything sucked in like the cutest underwear. Just in case. I bend over perfectly when I do my makeup, just in case.
I heard you through there. Let me ask you a question. Erin Andrews, so, it didn't hurt that she's very good looking, crying on the stand. If it's I always forget her name, but it's the broad from Precious that it happened to?
Gabrielle, what's her name?
Sidibe.
I wasn't even close.
Who, by the way, is in the Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
Oh, nice.
You think she would have got $55 million?
Yeah, that's awful. But
yeah.
I think so. Because I don't think, I think because it's a woman also.
Too?
Because it's a woman.
That's not a $55 million face.
Thank you.
No, but she'd have got somewhere,
it would have been worse because
I'm saying it would be wrong, but that is how things are looked at times. So I think she would get.
I think she might get more.
Lot less.
If it's humiliated her, she might get more.
Because it would become a race issue, and you could bring in feminism, you could bring in race, you could bring in so many things.
Body shaming.
I don't think the fact that Erin Andrews is I think being attractive works against you. That's why she has no makeup on in court. That's why she's dressed so humbly. I don't think the attractive thing. I think even any jury would get that is a gross violation of privacy.
I don't see how this guy's going to make $100,000 though ever. His life is ruined. So the most he could ever make. This is going to ruin his life. Hopefully.
How much can you make sweeping up a circle?
20, 25 grand.
What was his job again?
I don't know. I'm assuming
if you film someone through a hotel door and upload their nude video, you're a fucking
Turns out he was the president of Lionsgate. Turns out.
He did 2.5 years in jail, too. But
that's it?
Yeah, he did. That's still a long time, though, for a non-violent crime. He did 2.5 years. But he's a piece of shit. That's what you get.
Yeah, there's no rehabilitation. Like, there's no one that's like, I used to film women naked, but now I work with children. Like, there's no path of righteousness for him after that.
And it'll never get good.
I felt bad for her dad. He was on the stand before she was, and he was really brilliant about commenting like a loving, protective father about this is not fake of what it's done to my daughter. And
I believe that.
Oh, he was really, really good. Yeah.
I think any sort of violation of your privacy, especially as a woman, even walking down the street fully clothed, you already feel like visually raped at every turn. So to have that happen.
But do you understand how hot you gals look like?
You gals talk.
I know.
You know how hot you gals look.
You
I meant to
gals.
say that. You know that.
Gals.
Please, I hope you know that.
I know.
Okay.
I just feel bad for her because that will mentally affect you.
You guys can look pretty damn hot, though, at times.
And not at others. I'm going to make sure the next time someone sees me in a hotel room, I'm going to be full mud mask, hair natted, and I'm just going to be walking around with a hump, just so everyone knows you don't film me.
What do you think of Kim Kardashian's nude selfie there?
So do you want to hear something?
Can I see it? I love her.
He needs to review the evidence. Here's something sad that I found out last night.
Yes.
As I was falling asleep, I happened to scroll past like E! They did research and they were like, is that a recent picture? We did some investigating because there aren't greater issues at hand like our country crumbling. And that picture isn't recent.
There's no way it's recent. She just had a baby.
But they picked another picture and they compared the towels folded in the back.
Oh, that's how they did it?
Yeah, and they were like, she had this length hair last year, so it's an old picture, which I think is bullshit.
Yeah, because, I mean, a woman absolutely could bounce back after having a baby, but there's no way she looks like that.
She's
already.
phenomenal. I don't care when that picture is from. I don't care if it's from if she took that in Spiro Agnew's bathroom. She looks fucking amazing. She has a great fucking body. I love her.
I read an interesting article, because I think we're all inclined to call her a whore and say mean things. I read an interesting article, I want to say it was in the Daily Beast, in defense of Kim Kardashian, so I didn't write this or come up with this. And the truth is, she represents everything that's vapid and terrible, but she isn't a whore. She gave a blowjob, which we've all done, gentlemen, to her boyfriend. He's a piece of shit. And so her whole life, she's got this scarlet letter, but all she has ever been in is monogamous relationships, been married, and had children. She's never actually done anything slutty. And we all want to hate her, and her family is disgusting. What they stand for is gross. But she herself, as an entity, really hasn't done anything that every other girl hasn't done.
They're fame whores.
I love them. Yeah, but we all are.
But she's, of all of them, the least offensive because at least she had something horrible happen and did something positive. The younger one that just talks like that, it's like, what is that? and the bigger one is just a night. They're all just terrible.
Chloe, who I believe is from a different father.
You gotta be.
100%.
I've been saying that for
years,
years, though, man.
I love that family. All they do is show their asses off. They're all dressed fucking dirty.
They all smell good. You know, they all smell good.
I'm sure they all smell phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I hear mumbling outside the studio.
Yeah,
we shouldn't talk about Kim Kardashian when Sacha Baron Cohen's here because he's so smart and he'll just think we're beneath him.
Really?
Yeah, he's so smart.
I kind of want to start. I want to star with Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
I saw the movie, The Brother. They're just calling it Grimsby, actually.
Grimsby. Bring him in.
Yeah, Roland's chasing him.
Get him in here.
Okay.
Roland's going to tackle him in the hallway.
Guys, we're waiting for you. He'll be there. Roland's just panicking.
Was that a Roland?
Yeah, Roland just makes noises. It's like 40 vowels and a consonant.
He's panicking.
Making him sign a waiver?
I don't know. Roland's like panicking. There's something. Is something going on?
Is it because I'm here?
Oh, here he
comes. He'll be in, yeah. He's just probably doing something.
Yeah.
Thought he had more time.
We're good. Sasha, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Hello. We're really good.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Eliza.
Sasha.
Jim.
How's it going?
Hey, Sacha.
Vic Henley.
How you doing?
Opie, what's up, Sasha? How are you?
I am not bad.
You know, I do have to start with this. Vic Henley was in Bruno.
Yes, yeah.
We were in Arkansas for 5 days.
Oh my God, you were the announcer.
I'm the ring announcer, yeah, and we did the Straight Dave stuff.
Oh my God, of course.
I haven't seen you in 8 years since Arkansas.
Oh my God, so wait a minute, the last time I saw you there was a riot.
That's Correctamundo that you started and I helped with.
And I helped.
So did you get stuck in the stadium?
Yes, I did. I went back.
Basically, for people who don't know, we did this movie called Bruno. At the end, there's a cage fight in Arkansas, real cage fight. 2,000 people in the audience.
Correct.
Vic is the announcer. I make love to my boyfriend in the ring, and then a riot started.
Hell broke loose.
I left. What happened?
You had a special tunnel
12
built.
people
Wait,
died.
you guys never talked what happened after he left?
No, I never saw him again.
I didn't go to the premiere. I got invited to the premiere, and I got a corporate.
That makes me and Jimmy so happy
The
that he never
riot
saw
started
you.
and you just left? Like you were just like, I'm out
So
of
this is
here?
what happened. So basically, we built an enforced tunnel, an escape tunnel in this ring. So we've got a ring, the hexagon, for people who don't know Ultimate Fighting.
Yeah.
And the only way to get me out of there without me getting beaten
having to go through the door through the crowd.
Without being hate crimed.
Yeah. Well, there were 2,000 people who wanted to beat me badly, basically.
The first 2 rows were prison guards, and some of them are even crying. They're crying.
They were
throwing chairs.
They were prison guards. They were prison guards, and then the prison guards brought people who were on parole. There were people with swastikas on their foreheads. And they wanted, so the only way I could get out of there alive was we built a tunnel which was enforced because we knew that people would run alongside, and they did, trying to smash into the tunnel.
Oh my God.
And at the end of the tunnel was a car waiting it was on with the door open, and I run in, and then it zooms off, and that was the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So for all you knew, you're alive.
You know what? I should have really called.
Larry Charles was the director, and they don't know I'm not in on it. They don't know that I'm in on it, that I'm working with them, and they just think
they
just think I'm the exactly.
Yeah.
And I played that card a couple of times. I'm like, you think I knew this was going to happen? And they're screaming and yelling, and it got
hit with anything?
There was not enough security there. It was kind of getting out of hand, and so Larry Charles goes, how are we going to stop this? And everybody, I'm like, turn my mic back on. I'll go back in the ring.
You're a great guy.
I'm a comic, and this is what we fucking do. So we can. And
that's not what we do. We don't deal with a hate crime riot. Yeah.
You deal with swastika rednecks.
At best, you have a heckler. You don't deal with escape convicts.
I walked back in the ring and turned the mic on and told them all and started saying, you got your girlfriends are here, your significant others. We can't act like this. He's already gone. Elvis has left the building. I said everything, and they fucking put everything down and calmly walked out.
You should have just been like, roll a Bob and Tom clip. Make him go to sleep.
They were throwing metal chairs. Like I knew it was going to get dangerous because we did it the night before. Do you remember? We were in Texarkana.
And then we went to Fort Smith.
We're in Texarkana, and I had like security guards there because we knew it was dangerous. I interviewed 9 different heads of security, going, "Okay, this is your challenge. I'm going to make love to this guy. We're almost going to have sex in Arkansas with 2,000 people around. How do you get me out without me going to hospital?" And 8 of them said, "No way, you're going to hospital."
You're going to hospital.
And we had one guy. He'd just come back from Afghanistan. He was looking after Karzai, and he goes, "Tunnel." And I was like, "Okay, you got the job down." And so we're there, and basically what I was told was by the lawyer, because it was all legally very dubious, that there were about 15 things I couldn't contravene, and the most important one was I was not allowed to incite a riot. So I could not challenge anyone to do anything violent, because if you cross a state line to incite a riot, it's a federal offence, imprisonable by, I think, a minimum of 3 years. In fact, that's what the Chicago 7 were up.
And your work visa would get taken, right?
If that's right.
No
and
premiere.
I'd be in jail for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then basically, anyway, I've got a problem, which is when I'm in character and things go wrong, I sometimes do stupid things. So my boyfriend in the movie comes in, not my boyfriend in real life. He's a great guy. Hi, how are you, Brian? And he comes into the ring, and we have a fight, and we've choreographed this fight. He's got fake blood and everything, and the crowd buy it. But I hit him first, and I'm bigger than him, and the crowd start booing me. And I just turned to the crowd. I go, "Okay, come on, you're back." Yeah, I said I won't use the words, but come on, come here. I'll beat the living daylights out of any of you weak guys. I'm obviously making the language a bit softer.
You can curse. It's serious.
And I thought, you can?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm like, "Come on, you fuckers, I beat the shit out of you." And, I'd been guaranteed by the security, they're like, "Sir, no one is getting in that ring. It will take 5 minutes to get in." Anyway, I see this massive guy get up. He's like, 260 pounds, but muscle. And he's like 6'8", And he starts running towards the cage. And I'm like, I'm fine. The security are going to stop him.
Save me.
He runs, and I see the security are in a totally different part of the stadium with some of these ex-cons who are like, ex-cons are in a place. They're going to fight each other.
Of course.
The security decide it's their job to stop the fight. And I see this guy, he grabs one hand on the cage, another hand on the top of the cage, and does a flip and lands inside the cage.
Oh my God.
And he's huge, and he's an ultimate fighter.
Oh my God.
And he's like, "Rawr!" And I think, Jesus. And so I jumped through the trap door.
Oh, is that what finally got you out?
Yeah, no, so I jumped. This is the first night in Texarkana. By the way, Texarkana is famous for one thing. They took a African-American man and dragged him behind a pickup truck until he died. That's what they're famous for.
I think I told you that story, maybe. I don't know. Yes,
that's right.
It's on their currency.
Exactly.
It's awful. It's the Piney Woods out there in East Texas.
That's what they're famous for.
Brutal.
So basically, I get in the tunnel, and we've got this reinforced tunnel, and my co-writer, I don't know if you remember, the bald guy, Ant Hines, he says, Sasha, get out there right now. And I go, what are you doing? And I'm still in character. I go, what are you talking about? They're going to kill me. There's a guy outside who's going to beat the shit out of me. He goes, Sasha, go out there, kiss your boyfriend, and then the movie is done. We've been working on this a year. Finish the movie.
You got to get back in that octagon and kiss that man.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, now they're throwing in these metal chairs.
Oh my God.
And I've got a security guard there, this guy who'd worked in with Karzai. And I go, all right, this is the deal. I go, if he tells me I can go in there without going to hospital, I'll do it. And so the security guard pokes his head in. He goes, "Let's get the fuck out of here!" So we get in the cars, and we know that Texarkana is dead. So we get in the cars and we drive through the night. And we arrive in which city?
Fort Smith. It's like
Fort Smith.
4.5, 5 hours north.
Oh my God.
You don't slow down. The police find out about Texarkana, and so the police are there, and they have. I think they have 20 cops there, and they say, "All right, if Sasha contravenes any one of the statutes, we're arresting him." So we had like an option.
They wanted to.
Either I'm going to be killed by these prisoners, or I'm going to be arrested. And so there were like 15 laws, like I can kiss on the mouth, but I can't kiss a nipple. I can tweak a nipple, but I can't put the...
Who's the pervert that wrote that legislation? Sitting at home just jerking off writing that.
I think I was in on this meeting because he had to talk to the mayor and the chief of police, and we're all sitting there with legal pads, and that's what he's going, so I can lick on the outside, no hands in pants.
And you can't say make sure it's kosher because they're like, wait a minute.
There's someone that had to try all that out and go, okay, this isn't as bad as that.
I remember sitting with the legal pad, and he was peppering him with all these questions, and I'm just scribbling little notes.
But basically, in Arkansas, they had a mistake. The reason we could do it in Arkansas was they had a mistake, which was you could do this stuff. They didn't specify whether it's for a man or woman.
Oh.
And so we realized we could do it because they didn't specify that it was heterosexual. We could do it with two guys. And so on the posters for this event, we had like pictures of like girls in bikinis, like, warning, there will be nudity.
Oh my God.
And so all these rednecks are like, nudity? Great.
We gotta go.
We are coming.
Is there any point in that whole debacle where you wanted to break character and yell, I'm from Hollywood? Like, it's okay.
They really kill me.
I'm from, right.
Well, we had dollar beers, which also, I'm coming in and out of the ring, introducing the fights, and I look at him, and he's in character, and I'm like, whoever thought of dollar beers? And he's like, really? I go, we're in the fucking South, man. These some bitches will kill their family for a dollar beer. And so then he goes back in and extended, and he went, more dollar beers! He goes, I'm going out of my own pocket for another round of dollar beers, and the place went fucking ape shit.
The best part of the whole story is that he didn't tell you how to get out of the octagon.
For all he knew, Vic was fucking dead.
I know. He's like, oh, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you.
An edible arrangement.
I just assumed you were dead.
That's my favorite part of the whole
Just assumed everyone from the shoot that night died.
No, Jay Roach and I were walking across from the arena. The hotel was in the parking lot, and we were walking across, and he's the producer, and he's a great guy. And a couple of pickup trucks come screaming up because they see me in the suit. They think I'm. So now they're like, did you know about that shit? And Jay Roach looks at me, and that's when I went full on hill. I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't even get paid. And they're like, good. And then they drove away, and Jay Roach was like, that was pretty fucking quick on your feet right there.
It's a great scene. Oh my God!
It was one of the coolest things I ever.
That's scary when the guy who guarded Karzai says, "Fucking going, get out of here."
We got a call from the FBI about 3 months after that, saying that somebody had in the audience said he wanted to murder Straight Dave.
Oh, wow.
Didn't want to murder me.
No,
wanted
you're
to murder
okay.
straight Dave. And he told his shrink, I think he had some mental illness.
Yeah.
But shrinks, if you threaten to murder someone, they have to inform the cops.
Crazy.
And so the FBI were like, I go, is it dangerous? They go, I don't. We've checked out his car. It's not getting all the way to LA from.
It's a shit car. It's a true sell. It's not going anywhere. Who's the guy that I have to leave? But the guy that suggested the tunnel. I feel like that suggestion he'd been holding on to since whatever war zone he was in. He's like, I can't wait for someone to ask me how to get. He's like, I'm going to yell tunnel. Like that was his chance to use tunnel.
Because he came up with it and they were never able to use the tunnel.
It's been on the tip of his tongue.
Finally could use the tunnel.
But as a comic force, it's so funny that you have to go, how can I do this bit without being murdered by 2,000 people? That's such fucking commitment to being funny.
Well, also that scene, so it's the climactic scene. It's basically that movie, Bruno, is a rom-com. You know, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy ends up with girl. And normally that scene, you've seen in Adam Sandler movies, you know, at the end, he declares his love, and they kiss in front of a stadium, and everyone cheers. It's on the Jumbotron. Except the difference is, it's two guys and with 2,000 ex-prisoners.
Very real, very real.
Where do you get your balls from?
Thank you so much.
I bought them actually. Where are you going? You've had enough.
I've had enough of you.
Yeah,
no, I've got. I wanted to stay so I could bask in your comedic glory.
No,
but I have to go.
She's promoting her show today.
She has a game show coming on.
Separation Anxiety premieres tonight at 10 on TV.
I met you at Michael Kivas' party.
Oh, right. Oh,
It was a while ago.
Yes,
There's no way you remember. I was just there milling about, but that's my big Hollywood connection to you.
No, that's good.
You are brilliant and my favorite, and I got to touch you, and now I'm leaving.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
She just grabbed my penis. It's okay. It's live. Okay, thank you very much. Nice to see you. Good luck tonight.
See you later.
Call her.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm very glad you're alive, and I apologise for not checking the scene.
No, it was wonderful.
I did see afterwards. I said, did everyone get out without getting injured?
I'm sure you did, but it's hilarious. You didn't give him a special exit plan.
I just look at the outfit.
It's ridiculous.
The crazy. I remember there was another guy with you that was in the writing team, and he was fascinated by all the camouflage, and he's like a little British guy that was pretty proper, and he went and bought a camouflage sport coat because he just wanted to wear it because he was really enjoying Straight Dave's look, and so.
And you stepped in last minute, right?
The real announcer got sick. I was not even supposed to.
There we go. There's me kissing. There. Thought right.
You
sure Jesus.
You commit for your craps.
That's a great shot.
And that guy was a great actor too. He was wasn't he a Swedish guy or something like that?
Yeah, he's a Swedish guy. Poor guy. I mean, he'd never done a reality movie before, and suddenly he's risking his life.
That's crazy. Seriously, where do you get your balls from? You've always been like this, taking crazy chances?
No, not really. I don't know. I mean, this is it. The honest truth. Gustav Hammerstein. Basically, what happens is I don't have the ability to think about consequences. So it's a mental problem. And so when I'm in a writer's room and I go, all right, and we'll be in a cage fight,
right,
and we'll kiss, and I can't think about myself, 2 months down the line in the cage. And then we actually get to the cage fight. I go, I'm not doing this. This is crazy. I could get killed.
Yeah.
And they go, well, why did you write it? And at that point, I've got two emotions. I've got the fear of getting, badly hurt. And then I've got the guilt about letting down everyone in the crew. And obviously, being Jewish, the guilt, plays to me too much. I can't let everyone down, So I go ahead. So it's not having balls, it's just having no foresight.
But how do you, I'm always amazed with whether it was Ali G doing an interview or Borat, how you just, in that uncomfortable moment, how you just never bail out and go, I'm kidding. Like you allow it to just happen. And that's just that's great.
There. Yeah, he commits.
Well, at the beginning, I couldn't do it, and I would start laughing, I'd be in hysterics. And I tried different things like pinching myself and biting my tongue. And in the end, I realized the way to really do it was to remind yourself that you are the character. And the character never finds it funny. The character can't find it funny.
Sure.
So you end up going deeper in character, which becomes problematic. So in that Straight Dave thing, I got so deep that I did something illegal.
Have you ever been uncomfortable when you've been in character where you're like, oh, God?
Yeah. I mean, there was a bit in Bruno where we were at an orgy, and, there was a guy having sex with this woman at this orgy, and I had to, I put my hand on his shoulder while he's having sex, going, "You're doing a great job. Come on. Look me in the eye." I put my hand on both his shoulders. "Look me in the eyes. You can do this. We can get through this together." Good. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. But there's terrible stuff that I've done.
But how heartbreaking is it, these amazing characters?
I love that you've got a guy on Google, he's typing in swingers.
Oh, yeah. That's for us.
What a great job.
That's for us.
It's heartbreaking that you got to, let these characters go because they're so successful. It's
Absolutely. Oh, my God. Oh, he's got a picture of the dominatrix up. That was... that woman, so Bruno's gay, obviously, in the movie, and she was told by the director, Larry Charles, if you have sex with him... we're gonna pay you $500 anyway. If you have sex with them, you get an extra $1,000. He didn't tell me that. So she locks the room. She locks the door, and I was like, "Oh no!" And she basically takes off my belt and starts whipping the shit out of me. And I don't know. She somehow thought that was going to get me turned on. Meanwhile, my dick has gone somewhere up my abdomen. And she at one point kicks me and breaks my thumb. And I think, oh my God, next thing she's going to actually break my kugel sack.
Yeah.
And so I ended up I dove through the window to escape, and I ran naked out of the...
You're always running away from somebody.
Yeah, it's always a run.
You're always running naked away from something.
Exactly.
Hey, did you break your foot or something in high heels?
Yes, yeah.
Dropping out of a window?
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, a lot of Bruno stories here, but we were in Kansas, and there's one scene in Bruno, so I wake up, it's the boy meet girl thing. I accidentally sleep with my boyfriend with my assistant in the movie. And I wake up, and we're chained together in this S&M outfit, and there is... the room is disgusting. There's human feces on the wall, there's a pedal-powered insertion machine, and I've got a remote control up my buttocks. And the TV is on, and it's playing. There was a movie called Mr. Margorium's Wonderful Emporium. Yeah. And I hate the movie. I'm trying to get rid of it. So I call down. I say, "Can you come up, and fix a remote control?" They come in, they call the manager calls the police. And anyway, I have to get out before the police arrest me, because otherwise they revoke my visa. So I'm running, still chained to this other guy in an S&M outfit. And basically, as I'm running, the channels are moving on the TV. And so good. And they send up their security, their hotel security. And in the end, the only way out was to go out of a window on the 17th floor onto a fire escape. When we're running down this fire escape, and then get down, the fire escapes don't go down to the ground. And... I've got a getaway car, and in all of these things there's a getaway car that's running. And I know that where the getaway car is in this alleyway, and I get down to the bottom of the fire escape, but it ends about, 12 feet from the ground.
Right.
And there are these two African-American women who are sort of maids who are, having a smoke. They're on their break. And suddenly, from out of the sky, land these two S&M guys. And I'm wearing these platform shoes, and I broke my heel. And then we sort of had to leave the state because the police had come to arrest me. That's what I forgot to mention.
Again, they were after you.
Again.
I hear we only have a few minutes. I
haven't even mentioned my new movie.
Yeah, get to that.
This is like...
I saw it last week. I really enjoyed it. It's called The Brothers Grimsby.
Thank you.
It's two brothers. You're separated at a very early age, and then your character spends, a lot of time trying to find them. 26 years, 28 years later.
It's like kind of Bond meets... Borat.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
And your character looks a lot like Liam Gallagher.
That's right.
And he's not happy about that.
Was that on purpose?
Well, I have met Liam Gallagher, and he kind of
don't really get along. I know that.
Not hugely. There's a long story involving him threatening to stab me in the eye, but which he's now come out publicly and said that's not true, and he actually wanted to stab me. It threatened to stab me in both eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
he corrected himself.
Yeah, exactly. That's his official statement. But it's. It just opened. We had a premiere in Australia last night, and it was playing huge, actually. So
the reaction in the crowd when I saw was they loved it, absolutely loved it. There's some crazy shit in this movie.
Yeah, and it's a fairy tale ending, so Donald Trump gets AIDS.
I was gonna. All right. I'm glad you brought it up. So, there was a rumor they were going to try to get you to cut that out of the movie.
Well. By the way,
there's some AIDS blood that goes a-flying. And,
HIV positive blood. And by the way,
you're right. HIV.
There's no stigma attached to AIDS anymore. It's not. It's like syphilis now. I mean, it's treatable. It's treatable, isn't it? It's not the 80s anymore. So, obviously there's some complaints because it's very, very bad associating AIDS with Donald Trump, particularly for AIDS.
Yeah. Poor AIDS.
Exactly. It's a thing. It's a thing that potentially can cause harm to millions of people, which is why I suggest you don't vote for him. But so any studio is going to be worried when you do that, and obviously he's very litigious, and there's a card in the movie at the end they made me put in saying Donald Trump was not involved in the movie and is not HIV positive. And my thing was like, I'm not going to write he's not HIV positive. I go, I don't know if he's HIV positive.
Sure.
He's been promiscuous. Let's see his STD certificate.
Before I have to put this in my movie.
I go, what if he is HIV positive? Which, by the way, there's no stigma attached. And somebody sues me for saying he's not. Or somebody sleeps with him and go, I read it in your movie. So there was a fight over that. But Sony have relatively been good, actually.
Plus, it's so obviously a joke. I mean, when something is... It's like when they tried to sue Joan Rivers, I think, is what she used to do, but to Elizabeth Taylor. But it was so obviously a goof that no one could take it seriously. He'd never win that.
I gotta say, the disclaimer about Trump at the end of the movie, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's great.
And it got a massive laugh, which you probably know because you've gone to a few premieres.
It's playing...
I don't know, I don't want to give away the gags. That's why I don't like seeing these movies ahead of time, because I really wanted to talk about some of the stuff I saw. But
I mean, I do have one of the scenes. I've got the one inside, which I could show to them if you wanted, but what do you think?
I'd love to see the elephant one?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, I could show them... But you can't video it.
We won't video it.
Oh, you got to see this.
Yeah, you want to bring in some more people or not?
Do whatever you need.
Bring Travis in from in there.
Come in here.
Keep
a few of us
you can go this side. I'll put it here.
A few of us have seen this movie. Roland, you enjoyed it as well.
Oh, you've seen it?
Oh,
okay, you can't see it then. Who else you got? All right, have you seen it?
No.
All right, you come here.
You leave the camera on. Just don't.
Film the reaction.
All right, okay, come close. All right, so
this scene is ridiculous.
Bring Travis in.
I think I want to watch it again.
Wait a minute. Okay. Here, you go on the react. You shoot the reaction from there. Yeah, I'm bossing everyone around. Never let a director in a room. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. So it's like it's like a kind of Jason Bourne movie meets Borat, essentially.
That's his brother.
One question.
Just in the field.
Yeah. Are the audience can't hear the sound of this? Can they?
They can.
Turn down the audio.
Okay, I'm going to turn down the audio a bit. All right.
Because we want to.
Yeah. So you guys need to hear it, but they can't.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
They're running away from people that are chasing them.
Follow me. You're going to do exactly what your big brother says. Hurry! Come on.
So now they got to hide, obviously.
Don't give it away, though. Don't give it away.
We're just watching a movie on the air now.
Oh my. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's fucking so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
It gets worse. That's just the beginning.
That is fantastic.
Didn't make the best radio, but I think you just sold the movie.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
There's a few of those.
That's what you say. You told me
there's a few of those in this movie where I'm like, wow, he is
fucking great.
That's
he
really
is
funny,
going
man.
for it.
No, I had like this epiphany. You know, I'm not very self-aware, which, you know, I'm English. What do you expect? We don't do psychiatry like you guys do. And then I played it in Miami 2 nights ago, and it killed. And people were like rocking and clapping, and it was like a kind of rock concert. And I spoke to them afterwards, had a question and answer, and I realized said this kind of cheesy thing, which I suddenly realized, I realize why I make these films, because I want to hear you guys clap, and I want to see you rock with laughter. And that's why occasionally I risk going to hospital or get arrested or have fights with studios. I want to see that reaction, you know, which is a bit cheesy. I'm doing it for the fans. But I realized, I was like, why am I doing, because I was like, why am I fighting for these scenes? Why don't I just give up?
No.
You know, why am I walking into the cage fight? And I realized it's actually for that reaction for the audience.
Now, if they allowed that, which they should have.
Absolutely.
What scene didn't they allow? Was there one where you're like, come on, you got to give me this one?
No. I
got most of it
I've got something called Final Cut.
Yeah,
it's
that's all you
old,
that's really hard to get, too.
Super hard to
they
get.
don't give it anymore. Studios don't give it anymore. So somehow I'm one of the... I think I'm the only actor producer who's got it.
Your grandfathered in.
Grandfathered in.
So no one could tell you that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do, though, I mean, if you're a studio, you don't really want to hire me, though, because it's dangerous, because I can force your hand.
Who else has that? I mean, maybe Woody or fucking Spielberg, and I think Kubrick had, like, there's really very few people.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Tarantino's got it.
Right.
That makes sense now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now it makes total sense.
And it makes sense why no one wants to touch me.
You're doing all right.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, you're all right.
I don't think they're running not to work with you.
He's got a scene with his brother in the movie that is just as good as that.
That's hilarious.
I could say that much. At least.
Yeah. No, sure.
But you don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
Well, it's in theaters Friday. It's called The Brothers Grimsby, and it just looks.
We've got a screening tonight. If anyone wants to come at. Wait a minute, let me see. It's at Regal Union Square in Union Square at like 8:00.
You going to that one?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going to do a little question and answer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, if you want to come. If you guys want to come, you should come tonight.
I'm off tonight. I may come do that.
Yeah, come.
I would love to go see
we
it
sort
again.
it out, yeah. Malapove's
I would
outside.
love to check out the Q&A.
Yeah. Well, it'll be this. There'll be some other guys from the cage fight I didn't check in on. Some other people like, hey, you abandoned me. I got mold. I've just got out of hospital.
That's going to make me laugh all day. Oh,
I love that I haven't seen you since.
I
walked in, I was like, wait a minute. I remember this guy.
I told him yesterday, it's been 8 years, but we were in some hairy stuff, so I was pretty sure he'd remember.
I love that he had to ask, what happened after I left?
Yeah.
When I saw him building the tunnel, because we were in there in the middle of the afternoon, I'm like, what's all this plywood and what are all these tarps?
Yeah,
and
they're
like,
reinforcing it. Yeah, and they knew at the end they were banging on the tunnel trying to break in.
But we had to go to Home Depot and get all the shit to build him a tunnel.
That's brave shit.
You know?
He really has to go.
They're saying he has to go,
let him
but
run.
it's in theaters on Friday night. The Brothers Grimsby.
Friday.
This Friday, yeah.
Yeah, this Friday, yeah.
And you're a comic genius.
No,
you really
that's
are.
too much.
Honestly,
I appreciate that.
It's
Absolutely.
true. Too many funny things in a row to not
no one
be
in this
considered
room
a
would
comic
disagree
genius.
with that.
I fight for the gag.
There you go.
Yes, you do. All right, come back.
That's for you people out there. It's for you people out there.
This was great.
You're going to love it or hate the movie. But those people that will love it, if you like Borat, you'll love this.
I think you're 100% right.
Yeah.
The reaction was right on. Right when they needed to laugh, they were out of their minds. So.
Hey, listen, I've loved being here.
Cool.
This has been great to relive that, man.
Good to see you, buddy. No,
and again, I apologize for my poor etiquette in not calling to check on your personal safety.
We love that you did it. You kidding me? We love that.
No, it's good, though. If there's a near-death experience, why give a shit if the other guy made it. That's fair.
Yeah, no, we've had this in there.
That's exactly how it's supposed to play out, Vic.
I'm
All right,
perfect with
great.
it.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right.
The show's back.
That was fucking fun.
What a fucking funny dude, man.
Hilarious. We had Sacha in once when he was Borat, but he came in as...
I was wait for that. I never met him.
Oh, you never met him?
No, I was so miserable I missed that fucking...
He came in as
Borat.
Borat, which made it a little weird when he came in as a character, but my recollection is we pulled it off. But it was much more fun to talk to him as Sacha.
He's fucking great, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
You like that scene?
Good dude.
I did, yeah. But he's
it was a little weird for the radio, but I thought it was worth it when the reaction popped. I had no doubt you guys would like that one.
If he's going to offer up something, you can't turn him down. Yeah. You know, if he wanted to, he's carrying his laptop around with him. He's never out without that thing, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a real comic genius, though. That's always, I guess, embarrassing if people tell him that. But
I'm always thinking radio. So I was ready to describe the scene because I'm like, because it's just dead air and silence. Yeah. And then he goes, "Don't give it away." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry."
I was with him about 8 days, and it's hands down the coolest thing that my idiot ass has ever been involved in.
That's your number one.
I would put it right up there. Yeah, it was real. I mean, I've had some good shows as a comic and playing in front of big crowds and opening for people, but to be involved on the behind the scenes, I got to contribute to the creativity a little bit. You know, the reason he looked like that at the end is I remember on the first meetings, there's only like 6 of us in the room, and they're like, "What should he look like?" And I'm like, Google Ted Nugent from the 70s. And that's the first suggestion I made in a writer's meeting, and that's kind of what he looks like.
Certainly like that.
And he comes out to, I threw out when he comes into the ring each time, you should play AC/DC. You shook me all night long. I had a few. It was really cool to see something in the movie and know that way back years ago, I had sat in a room with 6 people and threw that out there. It was
threw
really
that
cool.
around and they went with some of that stuff.
But they're all just such pros. Yeah, I felt like I was craft services.
I wouldn't know what that's like because they asked me for suggestions. I'm like, you should just cut me out, and they do.
I think the loudmouth in me made me want to be bold when in my mind I was probably thinking the same damn thing. What am I doing here?
I want to see Payton Manning's speech because we have that on the screen and he retired. It was supposed to be like a...
Yeah, I guess he got a little emotional.
Real quick before you do that, Eric just reminded me that when he came in as Borat, Patrice was in. And he kept trying to put Patrice in a cage and asking where his owner was.
I have no recollection of that.
Was Patrice mad or no?
I don't recall, but
I doubt it.
Betting he went along.
That's an E-Rock pull?
Let me see if I can find that.
That's a good pull.
Before the show.
That's a good pull. Tell E-Rock that's a damn good pull.
Try to find that.
That is fucking funny as shit.
Please try to find that. That's wonderful.
I'm so mad I missed that.
Where's your owner?
Let us know if you find that. Where were we? Oh, Payton Manning?
Yeah, Jimmy wanted to see the teary,
oh my God,
choked up Payton Manning. How fucking funny is that?
Asking where his owner was.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
All right, let's see some Payton Manning.
Oh no, here he is. He can't get through it.
In my very first NFL game,
he's already crying.
I completed my first pass to Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk. I threw a touchdown in that same game to Marvin Harrison, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this August. The quarterback for our opponent, the Miami Dolphins, was, after my dad, my favorite player, Hall of Famer Dan Marino, who on the first third down of the game completed a 25-yard skinny post. And it was the damnedest throw I'd ever seen. Later, I completed the pass to tight end Marcus Pollard down the middle. And somebody hit me really hard.
Hold on a second. He's not going from then up until now with every play, is he?
Oh, yeah.
This is a long speech.
Yeah. Huh?
He almost does that.
Oh, no. And then in 24,
that's what
in the preseason, I fumbled a pass.
Do you want me to fast forward to the part where he's really
I want to hear
let's get right to the mush. What do you want to do?
No, I don't know what he's doing.
He's
going step by step.
Yeah, he's going through his career. That was his first pass, and I'm sure. And then blah, 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 and then blah, 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 and then
my dad.
But he falls apart at one point.
My brother.
He didn't really fall apart. He just kind of got weepy.
Pack off.
This game. When I look back on my NFL career, I'll know without a doubt that I gave everything I had to help my teams walk away with a win. There were other players who were more talented, but there was no one who could out-prepare me. And because of that, I have no regrets. There's a scripture reading, 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, and I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Well, I've fought a good fight. I've finished my football race. And after 18 years, it's time. God bless all of you, and God bless football.
That was fine.
It was all right.
I mean, God bless football.
Yeah, I mean, you might be busy trying to figure out some other problems in the world.
How about you with the concussions?
Although football does have its problems.
Yeah. But that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that was all right. Did you find it, Travis? Oh, okay. And that was it for the Payton Manning?
Yeah, that was really
more or less?
Yeah.
That's the highlight?
Yeah, that was a bust.
Yeah, I think so, too. Michael Bloomberg says he will not run for president because it might lead to Trump being elected or Cruz being elected. That absolutely would happen.
You think that's where the votes would go?
Well, he would take more votes from the Democrats.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't think he ever had an intention of running. He just found a way to get some publicity going for a little bit.
Because we're going to forget who he is?
I don't know. Why else would he he say that?
I don't know.
I hate that I think I'm going to do it. You already know if you're going to or not, so you throw that little teaser out to the media. I think it's all bullshit, and he's just looking for a wave of publicity in the end. And he certainly would absolutely help the Republicans. And what were you telling me about the third party, remember?
Oh, the last time we were talking about this, I was on here and I had said, and what I meant, in our lifetime that we were saying Ross Perot got 19%.
And he was the best.
And he was the most, and no one had ever gotten electoral votes. And someone reminded me later in the day and sent me a message that they went all the way back to 1912. Teddy Roosevelt formed the Bull Moose Party.
The Bull Moose Party?
And got 27% and actually got 88 electoral votes. Now, he didn't win, but that's supposedly maybe in this since 1900. Right. That's the biggest
the most successful third party run.
Right.
And that was after he was president, obviously.
I think so, yeah, pretty much. But I love it when I'm corrected all the time on here.
After he was president, why did he feel like he had to jump back in and try to...
Same reason a lot of these guys do. They see it go south, and they're like, wait a minute, they'll bring me back. I can fix it. I was good before.
But why didn't he just join his party?
Because he didn't like what was going on. The same thing.
I see.
The same thing that Trump and anytime these guys start poking around for the third rail.
But he felt it would be better if he was a third party instead of...
Yeah, he could not. Yeah, exactly.
Established.
They weren't. Maybe they wouldn't let him back in. Maybe he didn't agree with what the previous establishment was doing.
I got to do a little research on that.
So yeah, I was really happy. I love it when I learn things from the listeners. Always, never get mad.
So it wasn't Ross Perot with the best third party run.
Since 1912, it appears to be Teddy Roosevelt.
Looks like it was good old Teddy.
Yep.
All right.
Bull Moose. I wonder why they picked that. That's also interesting. I'd be curious.
Teddy Schectervelt.
Teddy liked his hunting. Is there an actual bull moose?
Well, yeah, the bull moose, the doe moose.
Yeah, the moose that fucks the wives of the other mooses.
Yeah, the male would be the bull.
Oh, just a bull moose.
Yeah, the bull
all right,
moose.
yeah, sure, but okay. Oh, I thought, never mind. You're right, 100% right. You find it now? Now we're just distracted. You're still looking for it? Okay. We're now distracted. We want to hear Borat go after our pal Patrice.
So funny.
Patrice was in the barrel that day.
Yeah.
That was a good beating.
Right.
It was hilarious.
It always is, usually.
I think I was in Cleveland or something.
You just missed that one, huh?
It was a gig.
That was when we first got back to radio.
Just like your gig in Cleveland. Just like your gig in Cleveland.
There's Travis in the background.
Yeah, this is about 10 years ago.
Ooh, there's Travis.
Good old Travis.
Lollygagging back there behind the glass. Travis is always behind the glass.
I know, he's always in a glass booth somewhere.
Yeah.
If Bruno was 08, then when we were shooting it, then this would have been about right. Probably 06, 05. You're right. It's at least 10 years.
No, I think this is 08, right?
Wow, look at Thin E-Rock in the back.
This is 2006.
Oh, wow.
Look at E-Rock. I know you can because it's radio, but wow.
Oh my,
you just said look at E-Rock, or what'd you say before?
Thin E-Rock.
Thin E-Rock.
Well, I mean, is that bad to say? That's a different guy.
E-Rock had some surgery to his head, by the way.
What?
Did you see that?
That's what he said?
For real?
He had a little surgery on his head.
That was his procedure yesterday?
Yeah.
It's called a lobotomy?
Yeah, exactly. But they realized no work needed to be done. They went in there fishing. It was like dumping a fishbowl upside down when it's already empty and realized there's nothing.
Did they put something in?
I was going to say, I was going to go the other way. What the hell? Let's put a brain in here and see what happens.
He had something done?
Yeah. He has a little
you
fucking
didn't know either?
scar on
No,
his
I had
head.
no idea.
He's a weird dude, man.
Yeah.
I think he said something like, I have a procedure I'm getting done, but then he's in here and doesn't tell anybody.
Well, he's very mysterious.
He had a lump on his head.
He's mysterious.
Let's get him in here and talk about his bloody lump.
Yeah.
No one knows what the surgery was? Paul, do you know?
Yay.
Are you privy to E-Rock's brain surgery?
No.
Just the word procedure was used is all we know.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it was anything that serious, but
Can't be if it's with his head.
He's stomping down the... he's not
trudging.
He's stomping along.
Yeah, here he comes.
He's coming in.
Here he comes.
What is he going to be mad at? Thin E-Rock? I was just surprised.
He won't be mad. He won't be mad.
All right, I was just surprised.
Fresh out of his Borat movie appearance.
E-Rock.
All right, there he is.
What procedure did you have? I thought it was some... I don't know what I thought it was. I thought maybe it was...
Are you okay, first of all? Are you all right?
Shut up with you. Let's make sure he's okay. Quiet.
All right, I'm going home.
So what happened?
I had this thing between... this will set up a lot of jokes. Between my skull and my head and the outside of my head here.
What was it?
Some kind of cyst that's being tested right now.
Oh no!
But something happened around Thanksgiving and where it kind of sort of popped, but not really. But it was all under the skin.
You had a cyst on your head pop.
Yeah,
like a ganglia cyst. Is that what it was called? Those are harmless.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just learning about those.
Those are harmless.
And it like doubled in size to the point where you I couldn't wear a hat. You can't sleep on that side of your head because it was pressing in. And
I didn't see it.
Were you going with waterhead, please?
No, I was
Do
only.
we have a match?
I was only thinking my cyst doubled in size. I couldn't wear a hat. I'm like, how big is cyst? Well, you can't put a hat on.
It's a big one.
It's right on the brim line. So,
oh my god!
Yeah,
couldn't get a hat over it.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking poor boy. Little wading pool on his head. The boy who couldn't wear a hat. Poor boy.
Remember that old Pryor bit? There was no Pryor bit.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites while we was doing the ministry. The big waterhead boy.
Yeah, we certainly hope you're all right, but Jesus Christ, that's
Do you have a
kind of
picture
funny.
of the big cyst?
Yeah. Well, it deflated when they took it out because it was like the size of a large marble. And so they had to drain it, and then they found out that there was like a root, a stem line to the vein.
Yep.
So they had to.
It was the size of a large marble, or was it an actual?
It's when he swallowed when he was a child. It somehow worked his way through his sinus cavity.
Very Homer Simpson-like.
Right.
So
he's the brain of a stegosaurus. Oh, E-Rock.
So,
are there stitches in there now?
Oh yeah, there's stitches and everything.
How many stitches?
4 stitches.
4 stitches.
Oh no!
I can take those out for you, by the way. I can take that when it's time to take them out.
Wait, officially?
Oh, yeah. No,
I mean, I can take stitches
well, that's
out
what
too.
I'm saying. Yeah, I know how to do it.
Oh, all right.
There's
Are you
no-
licensed to do that?
Yeah, of course, in Alabama.
I be normal.
I used to take. When you
Is that
don't-
it?
When you don't have good health insurance, you figure out how to take your own fucking stitches out because
Did
that
you
was an
smell
extra visit.
No, I didn't smell it.
You should have smelled it.
They
Look
said
at
you
it.
might smell something,
at
but I didn't.
Let me see
This is the actual solid matter that was in it. There was a lot of dead white blood cells, I guess.
Take a
is what
look.
it
It's
was.
very small.
So
it actually
it's
as we
smaller when they
suspected.
took it out. But there was a lot around it where it was this big, and then they had to cut the vein to it or the root, whatever it was.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you had a cyst on your head.
Yeah.
And now you don't.
And
they cut out his brain. I wish I could do that.
yeah, and
I
sooner
thought it was going to be like a cut it from the neck.
Who do you see? Is that a dermatologist or who?
Plastic surgeon.
Plastic surgeon.
Sorry. Step on that.
Can we see the scar or the cut? No, in your head.
Right. Yeah.
Where was it? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Above his right ear.
Yeah,
Above
about an
his
inch.
right ear.
Inch and a half
How did we
above
not
his
see
right
a
ear.
giant cyst there?
Yeah, why didn't we see the cyst?
Because I had my hair had grown out, so you didn't really see anything.
And we don't really walk around here rubbing E-Rock's head all day long.
No.
Something like that. So
Poor
regular.
boy's covering a growth. Covering a head growth.
Right.
Those hats hiding a head growth. So you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay now. That they removed everything, they drained it, and then they cut the vein line. So
They think they.
So it's not going to fill back up.
no, because they were treating it for like 2 years. They would give you these shots every
You had
few
this for
months.
2 years?
2 years.
I had it for 10.
What?
It was just a little thing, and then in the last 2 years,
Why didn't they just pop it a long time ago?
Because they didn't. You know what? It was considered cosmetic surgery, so your insurance doesn't pay for it, and then it costs, a lot of money just to get something like that.
How long did it take to actually get it out?
To get it out, it was like maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Were you awake?
I was awake.
A local?
Well, you had the option of going to the hospital and they put you under and do it, or you could, if you wanted to man through it, they gave you a local and then
outpatient.
And then you would sit there in the operation room and they'd do it while you were awake. So I did it that way.
Wow. Did it hurt?
No.
Went the local?
The getting the local was the only painful part. Because it was like 3 different needles or something like that.
Did anybody try to bust it on you? That's a hillbilly remedy for that.
Yeah.
They're called Bible bumps. You're supposed to just hit it with a really thick book, like a big dictionary or something.
And what does that do?
It bursts it. It'll pop it.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So did they give you the needle, or did they just fire at you from a distance? It's a little dark joke. Sorry.
Tranquilizer. I got one in my wrist when I was in high school, and my mom. I remember I was like 16, and my mom's making me bend my wrist, and my mom found the biggest book in our house and smashing my wrist trying to bust the Bible bump. But if it has a vein attached to it, it'll just keep refilling.
Yeah, that's what they didn't know, because for 2 years they were doing the shots. It would disintegrate and go away, and then it would come back. And they were like, it's got to be something else because it keeps coming back. And when they took it out, they found that there was like a vein attached to it, so it kept growing and
it had something supplying.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you checked in with Dr. Steve?
No.
So what do they? Wait, what do they do? They take it out and they cut the vein out, or they just tie the vein off?
They whatever they do, it's like
cauterize. Cauterize the end of it.
So that
so now your little head
smell a little burning when that happens, but so they cauterize that and then remove everything and sew right back up.
How long until it's healed?
They said I can get the stitches out in about a week to 10 days, somewhere in there.
Huh.
And then just letting the hair grow over. That's about it.
Poor boy. Yeah. Poor boy had a treatment. A little surgery.
We're glad you're all right.
Yeah, I just
kept
saw
it
that
all to himself.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't that big. Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Cutting into your fucking head.
Can't wear hats. Poor boy loves a good hat.
There's at least 3 people here that like you a little bit, maybe.
And 2 of them left yesterday.
Oh well.
Oh, you are a good boy.
Yes.
All right, Eric. Thank you, buddy.
I was in the back looking for the bull rat clip. I don't know if it's in this video, but one thing he used to do with Patrice is, while Aunt and Ope were talking, he would turn and look at Patrice on the couch. Oh, I mean, on the chair there. You were out that day. Mm-hmm. And he would take his hands and go, like this, like he was going to try to wrestle Patrice.
The commitment, like we were saying, though, just the level of commitment.
Yeah, I want to.
Who is that in the corner by the door?
I want to hear this audio.
Mars. Mars always lurks in the wrong spot.
That's not Mars.
I didn't think so.
No, that's
Roland.
Right there?
That's been Roland.
Shit. What does this place do to people?
That is Roland, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Yeah. What is it, a fucking birthday cake in the elevators every morning?
Run!
If this is what I got to look forward to, I'm going to get lumps on my head and gain weight, apparently, if I keep coming down here.
Yeah, that's Roland.
Oh, my God.
I saw you, Eric. I was very surprised.
That's Roland?
I apologize because I couldn't believe that was you.
One day I'll be back at that.
That's Roland?
Yeah.
That is Roland, absolutely. Definitely.
Wow.
I know there's something else we wanted to talk about today. The poo sex. We did the poo sex, sort of.
And you did Brian Johnson, right?
Yeah. That is so sad.
We did Erin Andrews, yeah.
We did the Brian Johnson earlier in the show. That's ridiculous. He might not sing ever again. And if he does, it'll be a very special show.
And who are they going to get to pinch hit? I mean, that could either be real good or awful.
I think they should go with a bunch of different people, but it sounds like they're going to focus on one guy
and just crank out the last 10.
What if they just take old vocal tracks
and just do what everybody else is doing these days? Don't play.
The band plays, but it's
too expensive. People would get pissed off.
Well, the band plays now. Who's left? Angus. Angus walks out there and just does his schoolboy thing for 2 hours, and everybody else it's just a track playing in the background.
Yeah.
Is there a short list of people they're thinking about? Does anyone know? Travis? No? Nothing has popped yet?
I mean,
I'm trying to even think.
It's a very distinct voice, too.
That's what I'm trying to.
It's a very distinct. How you copying that? That's tricky.
I'm trying to think who could pull off AC/DC songs for a whole concert.
Brewer,
I did think when I was was shitting this morning, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, Brewer could do this.
I bet you Rob Halford will do some. Halford's a powerful voice.
But it sounds like they're going to go with one guy, not some.
Maybe Halford.
I'd love to see Halford. That'd be
David
good.
Lee Roth, maybe?
David Lee Roth.
Nah, those are
very good.
Wait. Seriously?
Who else?
Vic's face just dropped all smile.
Bon Scott, no.
That attempt at humor really bothered you, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't know.
I thought it was all right.
So who can they get to? It'll probably be a named singer. It'd have to be.
It's got to be to keep the fans happy.
Yeah, more like you'd want to see this guy. I'm going to guess Halford because he covered for Ozzy one night when Sabbath was doing in Camden.
Robert Plant could do it, but you couldn't talk him. You couldn't tell. He could do it. He's not going to do
sing
it.
AC/DC songs?
You don't think so?
No.
I bet he could.
He knows powerfully. Shoot me all night long.
No. When he really hits them,
he'd Zeppelin them up.
That's
he can't do those anymore.
No, he can't do those.
He can't hit those notes.
Really?
I thought I got one on you.
Yeah, I didn't know he could hit those. I thought he could still do a little bit.
No, that's
why he's singing with Alison Krauss.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go up that high and scream anymore. He can't pull that off.
Struck.
Right.
Yeah, he'd ruin them. Who are they going to get?
I don't know. I'm sitting here trying to come
Someone
up with
from
one
American
name.
Idol?
No.
Ruben Studdard? Guy who's bad at guessing. Clay Aiken?
Fantasia?
Joan
Imagine
Jett?
they just have a horrible pick. That'd be great.
Who's got the really good, screamy, can hit it?
He's got that unique voice. It's got to be someone from the metal world.
Yeah, I would say Sebastian Bach. No. Someone's going to be somebody big. Who's a great voice?
Sebastian Bach.
Corey Taylor?
Maybe.
Corey Taylor's
they
very
might
strong voice.
They might want someone more mainstreamy, maybe.
I don't know. Corey Taylor's pretty well known. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Sully. I mean, I'm trying to think of who's got a powerful metal voice.
Sully could pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows what it is. You're not trying to replace Brian Johnson. It's like the guy's a health issue. So you're just saying, look, we would like to do these shows. And I still think I still think he will do the last show, Brian Johnson. I think
they have other shows in the UK before those shows.
Yeah, I think Brian Johnson will do the last AC/DC
so it's
show.
Not,
he'll do one more show.
It's not just these last 10.
Those are the ones that they're rescheduling.
Okay.
But they have May and June. They have shows in the UK which they haven't rescheduled yet.
Man.
So he'll probably do one more. He knows he's going to go deaf.
Oh, James Hetfield, someone is saying.
Maybe. Maybe as a surprise, but I don't think he would want to commit to all that.
I'll put in a call to Tater Boy and see
to
if I
sing
can
with
get some more.
AC/DC?
Really, you think?
Oh my God, who wouldn't want to do that?
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
oh my God! And only Metallica's got a break if it's like a 3 or 4 month thing.
Imagine Brian Johnson has one left, and then he knows he's going deaf, so he goes, "All right, this is how I'm going. This is how I'm going deaf."
I like it. I guarantee you that's what Lemmy did. I'm pretty sure Lemmy knew right there that they told him you don't have it, so he didn't do any treatment or anything, and he went on home and partied those last 2 days, and that was it. Bang. Out.
Well, why not? At that
That's
point,
exactly no shit.
I don't understand that shit. We're right to the end. They're trying to get you to eat healthy, and it's like it's too late.
Yeah,
enjoy your fucking life.
Right.
I realized that about my dad, finally. We were trying to get him to eat right.
I've had a lot of good friends, right.
His heart was falling apart, and then I finally realized that's what makes him happy this late in his life. He lived his life.
If it's not going to work, just enjoy yourself.
Holy fuck, let him have his chicken wings at this point.
No, so many people get riveled and shriveled and humped over and burned up through the chemo and the radiation, and that's no quality of life, really.
He's already really sick, and then you're going to go, all right, make sure you eat a dry salad every day, Pops.
And especially if you're like Lemmy. You can't, somebody that fucking forceful, they're not going to see themselves all withered and ruined. They're going to go, now fucking draw me another line out there, pour me a shot of whiskey, crank up the music, that's fucking it.
And that's it. Maybe they go cover. No, I don't think they go cover band. I think they really got to get a name.
I'm with you on that, yeah.
They have to get some name.
Yeah, to justify like paying those prices and playing those venues, it has to be a name.
The cover band guy would shit himself too, I think, as bold as he might be.
Yeah.
The first time you walk out one of those big arenas, all
right, back in black. Shut me all night long.
It sounds like Peter Brady.
Yeah, but cheddar biscuits. Hey, thank you very much. Come see me at the AC/DC show.
The guy thinks he has it until he hits the stage and there's 100,000 people.
Thunderstruck.
Like the frog in the cartoon. And then the lights go on and he just sits there.
It becomes hard to keep the voice going because you start scratching You start scratching your voice. Start scratching your voice.
Maybe they go to the Philippines and try to find a young kid that's
aspiring young lad.
Yeah, that's desperate, living on the street somewhere.
Philippines been done. You got to go to like Cambodia now. You got to take it up. You got to take it up another level,
singers?
right? Of your Asian nation talent search.
Oh, Hulk Hogan, that's the other
there you
one.
go.
He's not going to sing.
In lawsuit
Terrible guess.
against Gawker.
$100 million. If Erin Andrews got 55, how much should the Hulkster get?
He should get a lot.
I think so. I agree. No, I'm with you. Absolutely.
And they're arguing that he's a public figure, so there's an interest in this type of stuff, but the fuck?
Yeah, they're not the ones who filmed it, though.
That's bullshit. He didn't know he was being filmed.
Who shared the video, though? If Bubba didn't share the video, what the fuck happened?
Look, I wasn't there, but the whole thing sounds extremely
weird,
fishy,
it's
and
totally
weird.
bizarre.
Yes.
But you can't. They're playing the angle if it's if you're a celebrity and have a sex tape, then it becomes a news item. It's not a personal. That's what they're trying to.
I heard them talking about that
with.
on the.
That's what they were saying.
I think it was CNN yesterday afternoon. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's a reach.
Of course, De Blasio mandates bathroom access for transgender New Yorkers in city buildings.
Yeah. There's 25,000, is what he said. He said there's 25,000 transgender in New York City.
So every city building has to have another bathroom?
They're going to try to do something. And some of the public ones, they're trying to create.
Wow, how are they going to do that?
I don't know.
That's pretty expensive.
Spend some money, right?
Well, no, you can just go in whichever one you identify with.
You get to pick and nobody...
Is that maybe I should read a paragraph? Hey, Ope, is it too much to read a fucking paragraph? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Travis?
Yeah, it's not going to cost you any money.
Maybe I should have read the first line. I think it's right there.
It's not costing me any money, really? No. I thought they were going to do a couple of things.
Then I should have.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
But
I should have fucking read the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. No?
Yes, they already did.
Somebody's whispering something. I don't know. He gets the look on his face. I get quiet.
We're just waiting for him. Takes his sweet old time, doesn't he?
Bathrooms.
That's all he has. Stop breathing.
No, me too.
Why make me stop breathing?
The fuck? He was pulling a Sacha and showing his level of commitment, and we both fell for it.
I love when people come up to me after shows and say Edgar's ruining their relationships, and the wife's like, I hate it. He keeps telling me I'm a woman of lower stock.
Lower stock.
So happy.
Lead singer of Accept. Okay, would be perfect to replace him.
What about Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl?
Ooh.
That was from Coke Logic.
You know what?
Yeah.
Can he sing AC/DC?
He can sing anything.
He can sing anything. You're right. That Zeppelin stuff they did was pretty amazing. Over where the hell was that? Somewhere, London, I think.
Sonic Highways. That's that whole series. I enjoyed.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good
I
show.
really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Actually, we did it today. I think. Bret Hart beats prostate cancer. No.
You're going through it all. No.
Randy Meisner, we did that.
We did.
Yes, we did. Maybe Don Henley could sing.
Maybe.
Why not? He could go up there and sing, hey, Brian Johnson's not here. Get over it.
Dude, the Boys of Summer at an AC/DC concert.
I know these bands are getting old, but that one bummed me out yesterday.
That's terrible.
It just bummed me out.
You know.
Why not? Go up there. All night long. None does dark. None does dark.
Aye.
I'm burning black. This done.
Naked woman dance on top of the truck. Yes, causes Texas. Well, I didn't need to read the rest of the headline. You're right, Paul.
Ooh.
Caused the, traffic jam?
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Vic Henley, always a pleasure, my friend.
Hey, anytime. I'm glad I got to see Sacha. That was totally cool.
Live from Lou's Cruise on the old iTunes.
And go see Jimmy. Go to Cleveland. Go see Jimmy at the Roxino.
And well, I was going to say you're going to be having a Bloody Mary somewhere at noon today. I heard you this morning.
I might. I don't know. It's been a good day.
At 6:30 in the morning, I heard you saying it's so nice that I'm going to have a Bloody Mary.
It's going to be 65
at noon today.
Well, if the boathouse is open in Central Park, I may have to belly up to the bar stool.
Spot.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Boathouse. Have you ever gone to the boathouse, Jimmy?
I have. It's in Central Park, right? Yeah, I have. I went there once with a friend of mine.
You belly up to the bar.
It's lovely.
Nice. Wait, you're rolling around in the old boat.
I have to switch to a Pimm's cup. I might have to switch from the Bloody Mary to the Pimm's cup if I go to the boathouse.
Why?
Because they make a good Pimm's cup at the boathouse.
What's a Pimm's cup?
It's an English drink. They use Pimm's. It's a weird liqueur thing.
What's Pimm's? I never even heard
There's a whole bunch
Pimm's.
of Pimm's. You never had a Pimm's cup? It's a New Orleans thing. It's a great drink.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's a great drink.
What does it taste like?
It tastes a little bit like Coke and it's like an Arnold Palmer but with Coke. If that makes sense. So if Arnold Palmer is iced tea and lemonade, this is like Coca-Cola. It's got some lemon. It's got Pimm's in it.
What's your favorite drink?
Vodka Club Soda.
Okay.
Wow. No hesitation. That's
Can you
easy.
put a lot of them away?
So it depends. If I'm out carrying on for 5 or 6 hours, I'll drink a bunch of them.
On a flight, will you have a few vodka and Cokes?
No, never more than 2.
Oh, 2? Okay.
No,
Sodas.
one. No, I don't drink soda at all, period.
Oh, you said vodka and...
He said, well, club
my
soda.
mistake. Vodka
Yeah, that's what I said.
Club soda,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But if it's I'll never have more than 2 on a flight, ever. I usually have 1. If I'm in first class and they offer me a drink, I'm taking one, and then I'll nap.
Oh, okay.
So it's not... If they're going to give you the drink in first class, you got to take it. It's almost mandatory.
And the Pimm's cup is like lemony soda or ginger ale, fruit, cucumbers, mint, and a fortifying shot of gin.
Yeah,
that actually sounds pretty
delicious,
pretty refreshing.
You have a Shim's cup?
You can only drink about 6 of them.
A Shim's cup. It's a lemonade with a hot dog in it. Get it?
Shim's.
Yes, we get
I didn't get it.
I love the lack of confidence. Punchline, get it? No pause. I've always loved that. Jack Black could replace Brian Johnson. I
don't know. When those guys would do their songs, who wouldn't enjoy it?
Enough with him.
So let's see. I got Indianapolis Thursday, the Egyptian Room. Friday, Cleveland, the Hard Rock. Someone said they released some tickets, which is awesome. So check it. And Grand Rapids, Michigan on Saturday. And then coming up, I have Portland and Denver at the end of the month. I'm really looking forward to Portland and Denver. Getting out on the West Coast, just kind of getting to know some people, sharing a few East Coast tales, hearing about your towns.
It's Kirk Cinnamon.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Share some stories.
Let him be.
I love telling tales.
He likes telling tales.
Don't you? What's your hometown?
What are you going to do?
Tell me.
What are you going to do in Portland, Kirk?
I'm probably just going to go around and get to know everyone and talk about hemp, things that they like to discuss. But have you seen Portlandia? I wish there was a show about my town.
Do you smoke the marijuana?
Fuck yeah!
Let's get out of here.
For the coat.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.